To be really named nameless. I want to pass blame. Only a little.
We were gonna warn them that Revert's about to crack some skulls. Maybe? I think that's what we were doing.
Was that what's in the northeast of Kremgoi?
That's where the revolution is based.
Okay.
Well, from what you guys know, it's well, Gordon knows that's where he's from. That's the part of town that he's from. But to the rest of you, you guys know that this is where some like of the only parts of the city that isn't revolutionized into new technology. It's like where the Kremquay, the old Kremquay, is the only place where that still exists.
So the slums of the old town.
Basically.
But they don't think of it that way.
Yeah.
They're happy. I believe we were on Team Revolution, and we were basically gonna say Gordon's dad can fuck off though.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
Yep.
Gordon's mindset.
like I believe it was gonna be one of those situations where we warn them, and then you know, if Gordon's dad dies, he dies. You know, or if the revolution wins, then Gordon's dad is, I don't know. Would he be like the king or something? That wouldn't be good. We should probably get Nostro to be the king. He's a vampire though.
Or we could get Gordon
But
to
he's
do
a
it.
good vamp.
Gordon could do it.
Gordon would cherish the thought of being king.
Gordon being the king of his own town,
King
of
Gordon.
Kremquay, that's now completely revolutionized. What a story arc.
Go back into start back up being exactly what Revert was doing.
Slowly descends into what he was doing and
You thought
realizing
you were
that he
helping the
wasn't
world.
that
Turns
bad of a
out you were
guy.
only hurting it.
I mean, minus the robots, maybe that's a good thing. But when you take them robots, you know that you're forcing people. Either way, I think we were on Team Revolution, and we were just gonna deal with Gordon's dad, not be like nice to him or anything, but like, hey, you know, deal with an evil you are family with. than even evil you're not family with, or an evil that's a good person. Don't. We're anti-team kill people and stick them in soul gems so you can control them.
Yeah, it's the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So like he's our enemy, but because he's also enemy, so revert. It's like we have to work together.
Do we
What
need a
if-
pros and cons list?
Do we need a pros and cons of this out again?
Pros for revert. None? Question mark.
Sounds like we agree.
Yeah.
Barking.
Okay.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can now hear you. That was the first thing I heard from you.
Same.
You were
guys
on
are all-
mute the whole time.
Well, I know, but you guys have been robotic for me for the last like 90 seconds. So
Ah.
So what I was talking about is that we are team revolution. Okay. We are team revolution. I think.
No, I think that's consensus.
Okay, so what's the plan? We search out Gordon's dad and tell him, hey, watch out for that revert guy.
I mean, we don't know where Revert is. Revert could have already gotten to Gordon's dad.
That would be hilarious.
Because isn't Revert off dealing with something that's been labeled priority 0, according to
Yeah.
Nostro?
You know,
Whatever it is more important than a pile of bodies that you guys ran across and keeping that quiet. At least to
you know
revert.
that is a thing. So, okay. What happens if it's revert and 20 robots and Gordon's dad and us? Are we team revert then? Might have to be.
Pick your battles.
Hey, it doesn't matter the size of the dog. It's a matter of the fight in this, the fight in the dog that matters.
Okay,
If we're outmanned, we could still win.
What if Gordon could mediate a discussion between his father and Revert, given his past with them both, and then help them become friends and rule Kremkoi together without killing
I would
people?
probably be the last person that would mediate that.
alright,
Yeah, Jake,
alright.
why don't you have your dad be part of the leader of a kingdom? That sounds like a great time for you.
Yeah, just the person that I hate the most in this world. Yeah, let's do that.
You know,
I don't know. He's up there with
why
your
do you
mother.
why do you even hate him so much?
Buddy the elf.
I would say he wasn't the best dad.
Did
took
he
away
beat
his Game
you?
Boy.
He took away his game.
He traded it in
my
GameStop.
Game Boy.
Traded all my Halloween candy for nothing.
He gave all my games to orphans. They can't even use them.
I mean, it's none of my business, but I just assumed he was like, see that plant over there? I need you to pick a branch off of it. You know, I always assumed he was like that kind of dad.
Gave away my
You're-
Pokemon Blue with the level 100 Blastoise on it.
That would be pretty terrible.
I got the Mew from underneath the truck.
He sold my shiny Mewtwo for crack money.
Okay, is there any place we're stopping in specific, or are we just gonna get out and wander the town?
My understanding was the beginning of this session was arriving in northeastern Kremkoi.
Yeah, like right now
I-
you guys are on a cart ride, like brainstorming what's going on essentially.
Hey, I'm gonna go fuck with my internet for a second. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good luck.
And the cart ride's gonna probably continue until at least Evan gets back. But so yeah, you guys were questioning Gordon about his backstory that he was so non-opening up about, and talking with his mom that he never really came to a conclusion about, that you guys tried pressuring him. Seems like he might be hiding something, but you know, that's up to you guys.
No, I kind of loosely told them what happened when I talked to my mom.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it kind of came up when I also found the dead bodies in that room.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I remember being told that his dad was the whole revolution guy and not the best guy, and you know,
Shen doesn't know that for some reason. I'm not sure why. Must have not been with you guys at some point.
I don't know.
Next, I think everyone was in my room when I just stormed off.
I thought when he came back, we were like questioning him, like we were like, "Hey, why'd you run off there?" You know, and then he told us.
Oh yeah, because I ran off because I was
It
getting
has been
angry. I was just gonna run out, and then I saw the door open, and I'm like, oh, what's in there? Oh, it's some dead bodies. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta tell Revert. And that's
It has been a couple weeks though. So I could be misremembering what I know. But yeah. So we're all on the same page. When we get there, we're gonna look. Well, first of all, assess the situation. You know, tab K, and then
Tab K.
yeah, and then we're gonna, if Revert's there, what happens? Let's do a flow chart. If Revert, then kill. If Revert plus
We
100 robots.
we can set up a surprise attack on Revert because he won't expect us to be hostile.
Exactly.
and if we can
And
if we can kill him right away, then maybe he won't have a chance of unleashing the robots on us.
you know,
There we go. We restrain him before he realizes we're against him.
that's my favorite type of strategy. Is kill someone or die trying. You know,
You either live free or you die hard.
exactly. But what if it's Revert and 100 robots? Is the same plan in effect? Because I still have stuff on this earth that I want to do. You know.
Yeah, I would say if there's a bunch of robots, like in the
But
hundreds, then
if Revert's dead, though, or if he's restrained, isn't he in control of the robots? So
I
they
do not
wouldn't be
know.
a threat if he was taken care of.
Actually, that might be. That does. Do they all just get sentence again? Is that how that would work?
I would assume if he's dead, then the robots have their own free will.
I mean, if all the robots had been wiped, though, or reset at any point, then obviously they would be at whatever state they were last reset. So he could have a bunch of robots just conditioned to kill anybody around that, like after if he's hurt or something. I don't know.
We have talked to Nostro and been like, yo, I think Revert might be killing a bunch of innocent people, and see what he had to say about that.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interject and to kind of get off track here, but are we suggesting that we attack the leader of a town that has an entire army backing him by ourselves?
I'm waiting to see the other army, personally.
There are 6 of us against an army of robots and a man that obviously has some sort of fighting or tactic ability because he overtook a town and revolutionized it in a matter of years.
Yeah, we're just spitballing here.
Oh, I know. I'm just making sure we know what we're suggesting here.
Well, I'm just saying. My point was gonna be if there's 100 robots and 6 of us, we should probably just nothing to see here and then walk away. But if he does die, do you think those robots can do anything?
I mean, my assumption is that they don't just all of a sudden not know what to do as soon as Revert dies.
Like, well, consider what would happen if Gordon died. D4N3 would still be fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Would D4 and 3 go into rage mode and try to kill us?
I don't know. Let's test it out. Gordon?
No.
Yeah, from what you guys can remember, all of these robots are actual creatures, whether it be humans,
Yeah.
whether it be gnomes, that happen to be placed into their said physical body, but they still happen to have their thought processes, emotions. Some of them seem to be like war torn and battered because they've been through a lot of shit, it seems, and thus have become monotone and kind of complacent with their emotions and things along that line. But for the most part, they have free will. There are some mind wipings that you guys haven't really located the source of or why or anything along those lines. So there might be something behind that Revert's using for his power. But besides that, these are still people with their own imagination and influence,
So
as far as you know.
he hasn't been influencing them to so if he kills a vampire that's against him, that vampire, once it's a robot, is like, hey, Revert, you're my best bud. Like he's not.
No, they're still like fuck you, but
I'm
he
just-
has the power to like deactivate them and then reset them.
So
So
maybe
once
the
they're-
robots would join us. We could
Well, that's what
convince
I'm-
them that we'll get them back into regular bodies.
Because
But-
they're not just mindless hive minds that he controls neuropathically or something. They're like actual creatures with their own free will, as far as you guys know.
So what you're
Oh, wait.
saying is we need a symbol. Something elemental, something incorruptible.
Sure.
but when
Why?
he-
Why?
We need
Ben 10.
Ben 10.
Theme song plays in the background.
Maybe we start sowing the seeds of an uprising among the robotic population.
The robots can be seen through the eyes of Revert. Like,
I
Some
feel
of
like
them.
he'd sniff that out pretty quickly.
I have heard that.
Gordon, I realize you just kind of told this, but I was only sort of half listening because I was fixing my
He's
internet.
honest.
You listen to your father
Right.
when he speaks.
Why do you hate, like, I guess my question is, do you think your father would be a good governing person? Like, not a king, not an emperor, a good
But an
government
oligarch.
official.
Just a chancellor.
Yeah,
Prime Minister.
I could
just
tell you right-
emergency powers.
I could tell you right now, I don't think it would be that. Because immediately, if he gets any power, he's going to want to turn Kremkoy back to how it used to be.
Well, that leaps into my next question. What if we set up like a group of people to rule over Kremkoy?
Quemque.
As
Kremkoy.
long as
Way.
no one person has any sort of more power over the others, I'd be more fine with that.
My thought is that having this sounds so fucking cheesy, but having two separate ideals tugging at each other constantly will keep the town from falling out into one way or another and thus wiping the other side out.
Why don't you just have like 6 different ideals?
One of them would be represented by the picture of a donkey, the other an elephant.
Yeah,
Those are pretty rockin' animals.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, why don't we try to, like, Nostro comes to mind as somebody who could represent the population of people that are on the side of robotics and futurism and that kind of stuff. And then, like, your father or your mother or somebody else to represent the other side, and maybe like a group of other people, like a council.
I mean, that was working out well in Balani. That city did not freak me out at all.
Nothing peculiar about that place whatsoever.
everything is fine in Ba Sing Se.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
Perhaps Revert can be persuaded. Maybe he doesn't want war. Maybe because he hasn't wiped, like, is the old Kremque section, are they like in open rebellion, or are they like, they're just like, oh, those are the old farts that don't
I can't
subscribe
remember
to our
the
beliefs.
exact words he said when you told him that there might be a rebellion in this part of town, but I'm pretty sure he used words like, "We gotta get rid of that nasty disease on our city," something to that effect.
Yeah,
Oh,
we know that
isn't it the
he
vampires?
really.
No, I think he was talking about those people.
Okay.
Yeah, because like he wants
So
to
less
prevent the
realistic.
spread of vampirism, but he also wants to get rid of any semblance of how old Kremkoi was.
I
What
believe
he
that.
said was he gave them the, even though that was the main populace that rebelled against him, he didn't want to wipe them off the face of the earth unless he had to. And so he gave them their life in a section of the town dedicated to their old life and allowed them to go about their own ways. But if there's a rebellion coming up there and vampirism is likely going to run rampant through there, and these attacks, like you guys kept pushing the narrative that this is going to happen soon, like really soon, that he needs to go and probably deal with this within a very timely manner, and said that he won't allow the disease to cause more people to turn into robots without just willy-nilly.
So what you're suggesting is we need to unite them against their common enemy. And that would perhaps lay the groundwork for a working relationship between the two sides.
They need a common enemy.
Mhm.
Why not us?
Oh god. Why not Estonia? Why don't we just make a big mechanized city? You know, the enemy of Estonia.
Hey, let's just turn him against the road. I mean, the road seems pretty bad anyway. It's be like, yo, that's all the road's fault.
Oh
What if
shit!
it
I
is?
got a couple diseases or disguises.
I actually
I got a
have
couple diseases in the road.
Chlamydia, AIDS, all the fun ones.
You know,
I have a Rhodes outfit in my bag.
what?
Coincidentally, yeah.
What do you mean?
That's very
Where-
convenient.
Where did you get that?
Wait, oh no.
I think it's
I
a
might
red
be making a
hand.
mistake.
I think you have
Oh,
a
it's
red,
red
hands
hand.
one.
Sorry,
'cause
guys.
I'm pretty sure I
You're
know where
right.
you got it from, and I'm pretty sure it's a red hand.
No, you're right. It's red hand. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. All
Hey,
these
you know.
are names.
Everybody makes
I'm
mistakes.
sorry.
Everybody has those days.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Everybody gets that way.
Okay.
Anywho,
Cause I know what you're thinking is that vampires can be that common enemy, but the one side does seem to like them. Maybe they're just
The old breed, like the vampires.
yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
if they so much like them as they want to use it
They
as a
definitely-
weapon to rebel against Revert.
Wait, so are they the source?
they definitely deal with the vampirism, so that way they have a fighting chance.
Hmm.
You know, I'm gonna put all my money on Revert already being here with Gordon's dad, because if he's already been on the trail that we led him on, that there were people dealing with like vampire medicine or whatever in the mines, then he probably was able to track it back to the area we're heading to right now.
I would assume so.
So that's the thing.
Hmm. So we're going to be part of another revolution, is what you're saying. In
Seems
somewhere.
like it. Unless we just fucking get out now.
Viva la
Just
revolution.
just go in, steal our shit, and then leave.
I mean, that would be pretty awesome.
I mean, we all have our stuff except you don't have your toolbox.
Yeah, that seems pretty important.
Yeah, I need my
So
fucking
you guys,
staff.
Yeah, the staff.
the big magical staff that seems to be that has been told is more powerful than dragons themselves, borderline deity level of powers to the one who can control and wield it.
Probably don't want to let Revert have that.
The one that Revert currently has locked up in his vault, and then the toolbox that Gordon has that Revert has claimed to be using to further his success in his new project that you
You know,
guys are not aware of.
That might even be at the warehouse that we missed out on.
So what is our next step then?
That's what I'm saying. Is what do we do when we get here? Do we charge in or do we try and talk to people?
Well, Gordon can't do much in a fight right now.
If we show up and Revert's out there like, wham, you know,
Maybe we'll have to just play it safe and not like go against Revert yet.
Yeah,
Like convince
get a
him we
lay of
went
the
out
land.
there to find him and ask him about what the fuck these dead bodies were about, and then maybe he'll explain himself and we can go from there.
that seems like a good plan.
Sure.
We're treading lightly. Gotta strike at the right time, guys.
Everyone play it safe. No one charges in. I look at Grabthar.
We're not stealing any bases today.
We're not stealing the Declaration of Independence.
I think I got it, but just in case, repeat everything in the last hour. I wasn't listening.
Okay, so it all started when I was born.
It all started when the Fire Nation attacked.
I mean, we really just talked in circle. The most important stuff you were here for.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, we said a lot without actually saying much.
We're really good
What's
at
new there?
that. Go us.
Gordon's still pretty secretive about his backstory. Nothing's changed there. You
You should
guys
write
are
college essays.
flipping back and forth on the side that you're taking, currently leaning towards more of let's try and fuck up Revert. Dane made a point that Revert's probably insanely strong, and that should be cautioned if possible because he somehow was able to overtake an entire city on his own. And yeah, so that was the main bits of the conversation.
No,
Oh, and
Revert's
then
pussy
yeah,
shit.
you guys
We
don't
got it.
know what.
Revert is a pussy, and we got it.
Only a pussy stands behind an army.
No matter how big.
Well, just maybe he was safe the whole time and let his robots do the dirty work, you know? What if we catch him by surprise?
Now if we catch him slipping,
Just kidding.
might just have
That
to put a
seems like-
banana peel down there.
Seems like a good way to be murdered. Is it even murder at that point if we do something? If we murder, is it murder to murder a murder?
It is. It is still murder, yes. But I think if we take down a would-be tyrant, then
We
people will
prevent the
be more
deaths
like
of
that.
millions.
You know, I think we gotta stop trying to deal with tyrants. Next time, can we just go on like a walk on the beach?
I'm all
I'd
for
Yeah,
that.
after we deal with this, we need some sort of beach episode just to clear our minds.
I just
Like a
wanted to,
vacation.
Maybe a turn in arc.
So
I just wanted to fight evil monsters.
yeah, I know we are kind of pretty much set, but I'm only just gonna suggest having a brilliant mind with a mechanical army as an ally could be an asset because
I
we are
mean-
fighting a super powerful underground association right now as well.
I
So
mean,
causing an insurrection, killing its leader, and essentially disbanding this superpower might be a missed opportunity.
Roll me a wisdom check, Evan
Who?
or Dane. Shut up.
Who?
Who?
D4
Just a
and 3?
straight wisdom check.
Yes.
Guys, why don't we just go back to Estonia and we'll just like run the city, kind of keep the people alive. whatever, and let the end of the world come to us.
grow some crops.
One
Yeah, if we
piece at
just
a
build up
time.
our defenses and have the best one, then nobody can stop us.
There we go. We'll retire early, and we'll just have a good life.
If we're the last city standing, then we'll have the biggest army.
I rolled an 18.
Nice.
So- We're gonna play in North Korea.
So you especially would remember learning about this, being from where you are, that all of this kind of seems a little odd and peculiar, especially the spread of vampirism so quickly that hasn't really been heard of since, well, the Dragon Vampire War, and all of these big name drops, especially the vampire that you know of that you may or may not have released earlier with this crew specifically, and hints at seeing a few other ones inside of Grithorley's, like the cart scene, for example. There might be more than just the one that you let go running loose. So all of this vampirism spread might be a concern.
Hey
in the
guys,
future.
hot take. What if Revert is purposefully turning people he doesn't like into vampires so he has an excuse to put their soul in a robot and use them as a slave? I could totally be off, but what if?
It's a possibility, I
slanderous.
guess.
Did we ask Revert who he thinks the cause of? I mean, I'm now that I say that, probably the people in old Kremque, but
You didn't ask him really much of anything along those lines.
We
well,
really didn't ask anybody anything.
You didn't ask
Alright.
Nostro about any of this. You didn't confront Revert about any of this. You're just completely going on assumptions that you've been kind of secondhand to.
Well, we didn't have much of a chance to ask Revert, but I shouldn't be making excuses. We're also just stupid.
didn't we have a meeting set up with Nostro pretty soon here?
He's off doing something else.
I thought I remembered us saying like, "Oh, let's meet here at this certain time" or whatever. Or am I just
That
crazy?
happened.
Oh, you know what? It
and
did. It did. I'm sorry. That was just
You
my
guys had
brain.
like no questions for him at all.
Did we get D4 and 3 back with us? Like, he's with us right now, right?
D4 and 3's, yeah, he's in the cart with you guys riding. Everyone's in the cart right now, riding to the northeast side
Yeah.
of town.
He's
What
a
time is
fucking
it?
cat girl now.
Yeah, well, he's got a little cat girl ears on.
What time is it?
Who is?
It's like mid-afternoon. Sunset's probably going to be happening soon.
Oh, we should go for a long walk on the beach.
We should also set up a meeting with Nostro to discuss what we think we have found.
Alright, another reason to play it safe, even if Revert is out here cracking skulls.
Yeah, I mean,
I
we're not going to
will-
be able to talk to Nostro if we're still going northeast in this cart.
Oh, how long does it take us to? Is it?
We've just been
spending
traveling there this whole time.
Oh, okay. Well, once we know more, once we talk around a little bit, we'll set up a meeting with him then.
Yeah, Nostro did tell Gordon that he had something else that he needed to do.
Okay.
Alright,
Okay.
think that's our planning. We did it. Alright.
Master planners, that's us.
All right. Any last inquiries before? Any last hot takes, inquiries? I mean, last words before you, in isolation, before you're thrown into the world again. All right, sounds good. So, as you guys come down this path and you start breaking off from the trail, the main kind of like the main trail that heads north, you start breaking off east. And as you do, you start to look around and you realize that around here, it's for the first time, you're starting to see structures that are not just Revertium. This is
Just
more
they're green?
akin.
Just
There
grass?
is lots of green as far as grass and trees, but it seems to be kind of like wilting. All of it seems to be like wilting and not that well kept.
Jeez, the city groundskeepers are really not doing their job.
Yeah, and as the cart gets to this sort of area of log cabins and dirt roads and a city that uh, Gordon would remember very, very well as kind of his like home neighborhood, couple blocks. But it does look pretty run down compared to what you're used to, even, which is kind of odd considering the type of people that uh, raised you and that sort of community. That community very much is we make it ourselves, we take care of it ourselves, we maintain it ourselves, and we make sure that it's working. And if it doesn't work, we make it work. Very, very brutal and or very brute force, I should say, and forward with all these sort of mannerisms and thinking. So to see all of this miskept is kind of off-putting for you, even in this sort of setting of your hometown already being off-putting. As the cart comes up to this, I wouldn't say lush green, but vast green brown grass and trails and wilting trees in front of you, it quickly it slows down and quickly turns and lets you guys out parallel to the nature area as the door the latch is unlatched, the door swings open as it hits the floor as your robot driver
Wait, what noise does it
comes.
make as it hits the floor?
Yeah, as it comes, it's metal on metal at the moment. They're not even like going into the nature area at all. They're still on. You guys are still on Revertium roads in a Revertium cart with a living construct driver. The construct driver gets off of his driver's seat and comes to the back and notifies you. I will be just off the road to the right waiting for you. I am not permitted to go in this area as it is against their values and potential danger to anything technological in that area.
They've got EMPs.
Well, we'll try not to take too long for you.
No worries, you are my only objective.
You hear that? We're someone's objective. How sweet.
Dane, are you gonna be okay going through this area?
You mean?
Since they hate robots and everything, if they see you, they might, start some shit.
Oh,
Well,
oh,
I'll
Jesus.
just wrap myself up in my cloak then.
Like E.T.
Yeah.
There you go.
I have my hood up and I'll let my cloak down so it's more like a cape that's covering my body.
You want my wig?
It actually might not hurt to wear a wig just so that I have some sort of hair.
Here you go.
Kind of do what
It's-
Fane does in the beginning of Divinity too.
Yeah.
And I have like a piece of cloth over my mouth as well, so it just looks like that there's somebody wearing.
COVID.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll just say that I'm very sick and I'm trying not to get more sick.
Alright. Is somebody here proficient with a disguise kit?
Nope. That should be, but I'm not.
Wait, Tam, you're not? How did you
No.
pull off
No.
your
He's been
fucking?
making decent rolls for all of his other ones.
Oh man, let me see if
I mean,
I am not proficient.
Lily used to help me, but
Where would I see
Ah,
if I'm
if-
proficient?
the only thing I'm proficient in is Dragon
proficiencies.
Chess, dude.
There's a proficiency.
Oops, sorry. Chess.
Well, maybe if you two did it together, somebody helped Tam out.
With the power of friendship, we can discuss.
I mean,
it.
I know how it should look. I've definitely seen it that way. Usually have someone help me. Or I used to.
I mean, I'm just putting on a wig, right? Just to
I mean,
suggest that I have hair. And I'm just
I'm
wrapping my
taking it
face with a
more
cloth.
as you're trying to change your whole appearance so you don't look like a robot.
I don't believe I'm proficient in a disguise kit.
Well, I'll just wrap myself up and make it look like that I am just covering myself up.
Just know if
Okay.
someone tries to be like, "Oh, this guy's a robot," fucking let's blast him.
Yep. Then I can swing my cloak off in a very boisterous way, like in an anime, and then
Oh,
fight.
and then that's how. Yeah,
That's when he
That's
activates
the
self destruct.
How long are we gonna be in here?
Ben, does my like
hopefully not.
I don't know if we actually established this. What does my voice sound like? Like
Yeah,
I
that's
know
what I
it's
was
I know it's in Dane's like voice and pitch, but does it sound like Alphonse Elric? Where it's like he's talking with his voice, but it sounds like he's talking into a pot? Or is there like
It's-
a tinniness to it? Or
There's like a tinniness to it.
okay.
It comes because you don't have vocal cords, it doesn't necessarily resonate the same way, but your soul essence is still producing the same sound through this electronic voice or vocal box. And the technology here is advanced, but not nearly as advanced to make like today's day and age speakers, for example.
So I sound like
So-
this.
Kinda, yeah.
Nice.
So
So I won't talk then.
Yeah, it'd be kind of difficult to hide said.
I will just be an extra set of eyes looking for people that are looking at us.
Sounds good.
Just, tap us on the shoulder or something if you need
Mhm.
something.
Proficient
Yeah.
in Smith's tools, if you got any of those. And land vehicles. So if you never need someone to be a... Wait, that's why I'm the cart driver.
That's
Yeah,
why
of
you've been the
course.
cart
Yeah.
driver, yeah.
Yeah,
Piano. Dragon
yeah, I knew
chest.
that. I also know Dwarvish because Dwarvish military stuff. It's not about me. I can help you though. I can help you put this thing on the right way.
Can you just make sure that I don't have any metal showing?
Yeah. I'll do my best.
Alright, you guys fiddle and futz with that for a little bit. And I'm going to ask you to make a roll to see how well this goes. And that would be
Rolled well.
Will this be a performance? What's performance?
It's charisma.
It's not charisma.
I mean, if it were me,
Sleight
I'd say
of-
probably Dex or Intelligence.
Yeah, probably sleight of. We'll do sleight of hand to see how like precise you can cover up all the metal and things along those lines.
$22.
Nice. You feel like you've done a pretty good job covering up all of his roboticness and making it look humanoid best you can.
This might be my best work yet.
As the streak of him rolling well for disguise kits continues.
I look
I'm
for a
also-
walking stick as well, so I don't have like a weird metal leg using as my cane.
Mhm.
Oh,
I'm
here.
also kind of
quarter staff.
dexterous,
Oh, neat.
but I did roll a 19.
Okay, cool. So,
All right.
as you guys now have a city block in front of you, a little bit decrepit trees, a little bit browning over of grass, but like log cabins, wigwams, a few little like teepees here and there, depending on what the family or whoever decides is their house, but pretty modest for the air, pretty modest, very modest compared to like the city that you've been in for the last couple days. And you see people far in the distance, walking, and seems to be some sort of towns things going on. Make me anybody that wants to make me a perception check as you guys walk down the trail.
9.
You muted Jake.
13.
Okay, there you go.
I rolled a 14, but hold on.
21.
17.
20.
Okay, so Shantam and D4 and 3, as you guys walk along this trail, you kind of like look around and amongst this sort of decrepit looking, like wilting away trees, the browning over grass, you see out of the corner of you guys' eyes, you see like flashes of something. Like, you know, when you get like hit in the face with like someone's light bouncing off of someone's watch in the daytime. Something like that. You look around a little bit more intensely, just visually, not with hands investigating or anything. But you look around in the area a little bit, and you end up picking out pieces of robots that maybe were whole at one point, maybe not. You see like pieces that you could probably imagine was an arm here, part of a body there, um, bits of what you can assume from
Do
what
they look
you
very rusted? Or are they
so
like brand
different
new?
varying time lapses from each. You haven't really seen this metal rust over, but is like some moss growing over some of them. Some of them just look thrown there like relatively recently, as far as like imprints and um how like imprints in the mud and things like that.
Sucks to be those guys.
Yeah.
Are there people in the streets?
Yeah, farther down.
You said there was like an event happening right now?
Not that you guys know of. There seems to be hustle and bustle down the street, like movement as far as like city life,
Is there anyone
if you can call
other?
this a city.
Is there anyone other than gnomes in the streets?
No, there seems to be just gnomes.
Do I see Revert?
Make me a perception check.
20 again.
You look around, and the closest thing you see to Revert is those pieces of robots scattered amongst the grass and the trees, thrown aside the trail.
At least he's not here. Brings another question about what important thing he's doing. But I don't see him. Maybe he's indoor dueling someone in chess. That's gotta be it. That's how I'd like to work out my issues. Not through sword fighting or anything.
Yeah, why have wars when you just play chess?
Exactly.
We will now determine the world's fate over a children's card game.
Okay. So we were going under the assumption that Revert is here, and now Revert is not here. Time for another meaningless conversation.
Oh, now we find Gordon's dad.
Gotta find my
Yeah.
granddad.
If we're playing it safe, do we still tell them that, like, hey, you might be in trouble?
I think so.
I think
Let
Like
them
you.
gear up.
we should figure out what their connection is to vampirism first.
Yeah, we gotta
It's
get a
very
lay of the
possible that
land.
they're just a scapegoat for somebody else.
You know,
Why don't
You
we
guys
talk
are
to one
now
of the
getting
locals?
deeper into the city, and you guys are passing houses at this point. There doesn't seem to be like any sort of form of magical light or electricity. The only light you can see is like fires that are very dimly lighting some houses as it is evening at this point. But there seem to be like there might be some houses that you're walking by with people on the or gnomes on the front porch and inside.
Do they still look run down as we go deeper into the part of town?
Like run
Or
down to the point of like wear and tear, not like abandoned. Like that it's been lived in for maybe it seemed like this is a 100-year-old house sort of thing. Like there's holes in it, there's stuff, but like they're making it work best they can.
okay, I got you. So where do we start? Do we just look for the biggest house? I
There are
mean,
some
hey,
gnomes
that
on the
is-
streets that are kind of walking about. Seem to be very little like carriage or any sort of vehicles in this area as far as technology. Maybe a cart here or two that's being pushed with massive amounts of like wood, but nothing advanced at all.
I mean, Gordon, do you know this part of town? Do you know where your old house is? Maybe we can find your dad that way.
I could probably find it, but I don't really want to.
These are desperate times, Gordon. We all have to do things we don't want to do.
That's what I explain to kids at work every day who don't want to wear a mask.
I mean, I get you, but I don't think me talking to my dad is the right way to go about this.
I mean, you could stay outside. I just mean like that's what we need to tell him. Like, hey, um, Revert's out there looking for, or just ask him like as a important figure in this that like what connection they have to the
I don't think we're asking you to make amends. I think we just want to make sure that we know the whole story and we feel that he has a part in it.
I mean, he can be an asshole, and you can just pretend he's
Alright.
like not.
We could kill him
Yeah, this could also be the opportunity to finally get rid of him.
That
if
would
he's
be
with
the
the
best case
vampires.
scenario. Yeah, I guess I'll direct you guys there, and I'll just wait outside. So I'm gonna try and go to the place where I remember my house being.
Okay. You go by and you get memories of what you'd consider playing of in your youthful years as best you could, given your interests in the world. Um, Reminiscent of all these different town households being the same way, the neighbor community, all of this flashing through your mind as you come to your front doorstep and the porch. The old creaky step is still there. Then the second one up on the left that you take a step on creaks as you get up there. And as you do, and memories flood back, you push through and get to the front door. You reach for the doorknob and hesitate a moment, thinking about what you really want and this group and what you stand for at this point. What do you do at this point?
I'm just gonna sit there at the door and be like, "Well, this is the place. If you guys want to go ahead, knock on the door. I'll wait around the side."
All right, I'll grab our battery ram.
Battery ram?
Yep.
Grabthar!
Wait,
We
do
grab
any of us
Grabthar and ram his head into the door so it goes through.
do any of us have the cloth thing? We might want to show him that.
Yeah, I'll take mine out and I'll give it to Tam.
Thank you very much. Anyone want to wait out with Gordon?
I suppose I'll wait out with him. Don't want to leave him hanging.
I
Just,
just don't want him to get kidnapped or anything, you know.
Right.
So
Buddy
if
system.
shit starts to go sideways, just give us a signal or something.
And that signal is
Pancakes.
cool.
All right, pancakes is the signal.
Sounds good.
Knock, 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 knock.
You give a good knock, and you wait a moment. Another moment passes. Seems to be no response.
Is it locked?
Do you
Is
try
there
the
a-
knob?
Yeah, is there a door? Is it locked?
You try for the knob, and it appears to be locked.
There's people outside. Okay, we can go find someone to talk to on the road.
Okay.
Now, I'm not telling the party this, but I'm telling Gordon that he would know that there's spare keys around the house. He could get into the house, but that's
Yeah.
up to him if he wants to actually go about that.
Yeah, we'll see if I need to do that.
Right, right.
Why don't we just break in? I mean, it's obvious no one around here is going to care. It's not like there's any police force.
It's unlawful to break into someone's house.
Nah, pish posh. I'm going to try to pick the lock.
Just
I don't think
messed up.
someone not coming from this earth, cares about the laws that we have set for ourselves.
It's someone else's private space. If they don't want to be disturbed, they don't want to be disturbed, dude.
I'm sorry, do you care about our mission?
You know I do. Just, yeah, don't feel like breaking into someone's home is a cool thing to do.
Don't feel like performing a B&E.
Well, I'm going to start trying to pick the lock.
Does anyone try and stop him?
I don't.
Termite.
I stand in front of him so as to block the view of any wandering guard or people trying to, or that might be looking at us.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check, and then roll me a sleight of hand check.
Okay. The stealth was a 7. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, they're both dex checks. The sleight of hand was also a 7.
Okay. You look around and appears nobody's looking at the moment. You go and try the lock, and you try it, and it just isn't giving. Do you even have thieves' tools?
I did start with thieves' tools. Wait. Yeah, I think I did. Regardless, I'm not good at lockpicking. I've never done this before. Anybody else want to try their hand?
Here,
I've got
I'll,
these tools.
I'll
I
give it
don't
a try.
You gonna attempt to pick the lock, or are you gonna get the key?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the key.
Okay, you see Gordon go, I'll give it a try. Grab the lock pick, put it in his pocket, and just walk around the back.
Look,
Comes
guys, I-
back to the front door.
I found this super special lockpick.
Ooh.
It only
Does that
works
work on
for
all
this-
the doors?
Nope, just this specific door in this specific house.
What? How'd you find that?
I know, just
You
saw something
probably
shiny on the
made it.
ground.
He probably made it.
But he doesn't have a stool box.
Or
Yes,
do
it's
I?
hard.
Oh.
Gordon, have you had your toolbox? I swear to God.
I wish I did. That would make this a whole lot funnier.
Do
Yeah,
you
it's
think
gonna
there's
take me-
anyone in here?
Oh, well, you guys are gonna find out. I'm gonna open up I'm gonna unlock it, and then I'm gonna go back to the side of the house.
He unlocks the door and walks back to the side of the house. The door is now unlocked.
Okay,
Alright.
I go in.
I mean, now it's not. Now it's completely fine.
Yeah, it's not legal. It's his house.
So,
All right. As you go and you open you turn the doorknob and push the door open, and you are met with a scene of just destruction. Very akin, Abe, to the house that you used to live in. There are tables overturned, furniture destroyed, claw marks across the walls, plates shattered, clay plates, not china here. That's far too advanced, but clay plates thrown about, and just everything is a mess, upside down, overturned, just destroyed and ransacked.
Geez, you used to live in a really crappy situation, Gordon. I'm glad you got out.
And I see why I
Gordon?
got out.
You're
Are
gonna
you
get
there, Gordon, or
burnt.
are you on the side of the house?
I'll just yell out to him. He's definitely at the side of the house.
Okay.
I will start to investigate. I will spend the next few minutes trying to determine what occurred here, if there are any clues that were left behind that might be able to help us determine who came in, who did what, etc.
Wait. What's interesting is that I don't think we saw anything breaking out of the house. Might want to be pretty cautious.
The outside of the house did look completely intact, and this is a very big surprise having it all taken place inside the house.
All right, everybody, weapons drawn.
Perhaps the
You ready for
fighters should
anything?
do a breach and clear of each room to make sure everything is okay.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
As they're going,
Fighters and
like,
monk.
searching throughout the house,
Like-
I want to like kind of scan, see if anyone walks up to the house. Pretty much.
Okay. You do look around. You see that you're getting side-eyed by a few of your neighbors, which is pretty common for this small community. So they know you're there, but they seem to have not done anything at the moment about it, which is once again uncharacteristic for this town, seeing as a small town as it is, and everybody knowing everybody and everybody doing just everything. If this were to happen when you were here, you would have had 5 different neighbors at your front door asking what's up, can they help, what's going on. But them staying in their houses, it doesn't seem that they don't care, it just seems that they are not willing
They
to
can't
come
go
and
in the
assess the
sunlight.
situation.
They're vampires. Their skin will sparkle.
Well, there's some like on the they're not like all hiding inside. Some are on like the porch, like in some sort of like rockers, just kind of giving you the side eye, like concerned side eye, and others are watching from a distance inside in their yards, like plants and gardening and all that, just kind of like what's going on over there.
So
Yeah, I
we're
pretty much
like
just wanna be-
modern day television.
Yeah, I pretty much just want to
Oops.
be ready and alert in case anyone walks up to the house, and I want to like prevent them from going inside.
All right, sounds good.
Our bodyguard, our very short and stout bodyguard.
Hey, I'll
Fits
match
in
up
real
well
nice
with the
here.
other short and stout people.
He does fit in.
By the way, this house is very short for everybody else here.
Hobbit home.
It is, you have to like bend over to get under doorways, and it is made for somebody 4 foot tall. Like they have like 5 foot doorways, so you gotta really
well, Shen's
get
fine
down
then.
in there.
But I
That's
can
pretty short.
fight perfectly fine in this.
So as you guys come into the front hall, you're met with overturned furniture in the living room to your right. There seems to be some sort of dining room straight ahead and to the right, with all sorts of silverware and or not silverware, like woodenware, I suppose.
I gotta
Wooden,
go to the
like
bathroom.
stoneware in front, just thrown about. And to the right seems to be another sort of living room, and then there's some steps leading upstairs, and then behind it is steps leading downstairs.
Oh, Ben, I apologize. I just realized before I even tried to pick the lock, I did say that I was going to stay outside with Gordon because I feel like that would matter in this situation. So I'm actually not in the house.
Okay.
I'm going full Sherlock Holmes.
All right.
Still breach it. I want to check out all the rooms, make sure the whole place is safe.
All right. Well then, what is Grobthar doing? Is he still in there?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. Chilling.
What's Grobthar up to when he's met with this scene? What's up?
I don't know, just taking it all in.
Just
What's that look
chilling.
like? What's that look like for Grobthar?
Quite the demeanor to have for an orc.
Well, he's an orc that lost all of his memories, so he doesn't really remember how to be an orc. So, cut him some slack.
Basically, he's basically a person now.
He's only half orc, so.
Does that mean we raised you? If so, we didn't do a very good job.
All right. Well, as you guys proceed, roll me an investigation check. D4 and 3.
17.
Cool.
He was ready for that one.
Well, I rolled it way before.
Yeah. Where are you looking around? Just in general? Are you looking at specific things? Are you looking for?
I'm looking for, to begin with, I'm looking for any signs of forced entry or exitry.
You look around and you inspect the door that you walked in. It's intact completely. Well done. Seems to have zero sort of thrashing against or any sort of breach and clear entry. It's the same age as the rest of the house as far as the woodwork goes. So it's not been replaced in any sort of manner that you can tell. And it seems whatever happened in here. Exclusively in here.
After I do that, I will look and see if the damage and chaos that happened was the result of a fight, or was it just like vandalism? Were they looking for something? You know, why is this place tossed?
Alright, roll me another investigation check.
Ooh, daddy. 27.
Ooh. As you look around and you glean what you can of the situation, you see that a lot. You look closer, and the claw marks seem to be around corners of the hallways and rooms, as if something was moving quite fast when you're using it to reposition or something along those lines. You also find in the living room, things are overturned, but you can make out a scene where there was either some sort of fight or some sort of chase going on within the house. And of at least one creature, you can't make out more than what you are given here. And that's just something large was here, and something ravaged this place very quickly from the. And whatever it was quite strong, because it was able to overturn large furniture if it was on its own, and like I said, had deep claw marks just outside of each hallway. You look around and you don't find any like blood or bodies or broken. You find a lot of broken furniture, but nothing that would indicate any sort of a fight, at least in the rooms that you looked at in the first floor.
Okay.
Even the silverware or even like the mealware, it like the stuff that you discern, like, oh, this is what you used to fight with, like kitchen knives, seem to be like sprawled out on the floor. So if somebody was chasing or being chased, you could assume that they would have picked that up to maybe defend themselves, or maybe they already had a weapon, or maybe there was something else going on there.
So none of the damage or the mess seems to be from like are there cabinets open? Are there drawers open? Is there
Some seem to be open, but those seem to have um like claw marks across them, and things on the floor just seem to be trampled, much more or less, in a very chaotic manner.
okay? So somebody was being chased around in here, is what I'm deducing.
There is some sort of like, not necessarily pattern, but there is a very distinct path you can make out from that sort of investigation role, that whatever this was, if it was one thing, you can make a pretty clear distinction of where it went.
I follow it.
Yeah, which way?
The direction it is going.
Okay.
Seeing Dane leave, I am gonna follow him.
Okay. So, Grobthar and Tam, what are you guys up to?
I've just been checking out all the rooms, making sure there's no bad guys.
Alright, you checked out all the rooms on the first floor. There seems to be nothing, but you have found stairs going upstairs and stairs going downstairs.
Gonna check this out as a team, or you think you got this? One of us each.
We can do one of us each. Hey Ben,
Hmm.
am I getting any deja vu?
No.
No? Okay.
Surprisingly not.
No? Okay. Because from that brief description, I was getting deja vu. But just checking if Grobthar was. Cool.
The deja vu is primarily happening to Abe. Um,
Mm,
not nothing else is really, for your character specifically, nothing is like, because this is very akin to something that happened to Abe and his mom before
Mhm.
she vanished.
mm.
So, because this is the house that you guys lived in that town for a while, but for you,
No? Okay.
this is much too
Small.
chaotic. You would
Alright.
have looted much more precisely.
Alright.
You're kind of disgusted by how just disregarding they are of valuables that are laying around and thrown about, and just like, why?
Alright.
You want the top floor or
I'll take the
bottom?
top floor, sure.
Okay, I'll go downstairs.
Then
Okay.
I'll go upstairs.
All right. Okay. So, as you go down the stairs, the downstairs seems to be built, so the house seems to be ground level, and the downstairs seems to be dug out of the ground itself,
Mm.
and seems to be like reinforced like mud and brick, sort of like what's the what's before they had concrete, what did they, how'd they make roads? They just put a bunch of stones down,
Like
like
cobblestone.
cobblestone, yeah, cobblestone essentially, all the way down. It's a very straight and very narrow um staircase, especially for someone of your size. Um,
Yeah,
as you kind of crouch over and you get into a low-hanging basement that is very dark. Do you have dark vision?
I have torches in my sack.
Okay. It is very dark here, and you
Yeah,
are not able to see anything without any sort of light.
I'll get a torch out.
All right. You light a torch, and as the room around you starts to come into your vision, you see a scene that's much similar to the one upstairs, but much more destructive.
Oh,
Upstairs, you saw, or in the main room, you saw that there was kind of destruction, things overturned, but there wasn't everything destroyed. Down here, there seems to be twice to 3 times the damage.
yeesh.
And even against these brick walls or cobblestone walls, you can see that there has been markings and just lashing out of things, of something. Destroyed pieces of glass, um, uh, lay across the floor, wooden bits of what you assume to be furniture. At one point, cloth, um, thrown about in various colors and fashion and design. Just a complete mess and a pulpification of what you can assume to be kind of like a den room, or at least one point was. Even like the candle, like even candlesticks down here are bent.
Can I like put them together and then light the candles so I'm not holding a big ass torch?
The candlesticks are all bent in a manner where they are not functional to stand on their own. You could take it and hold it, but they're very mangled.
Is there a safe place where I can put my torch, or will I start a fire?
It's pretty cobblestone down here. You could
'Kay.
probably put it on the floor if you wanted to. Just kind of make a spot because there's a bunch of, like I said, just
Yeah,
pulpification essentially of this room.
I see no bad guys.
The room is probably 10 foot, 10 foot by like 5 or 6 foot with some reinforcement beams across the basement. But you look around and you don't see any sort of creature living down here.
Okay. There's no other rooms.
Nope, just this one down here.
Okay, I'm gonna make a safe place to put my torch, and then
Okay.
head back upstairs. I think I'm gonna go get Gordon and be like, you need to see this. But
Okay.
I know Grobthar's got to do his thing before I can do that.
All right. So, Grobthar, you head upstairs.
Nice.
As you head upstairs, it seems eerily kind of like an abandoned house. Untouched, unkept, but in a time capsule. You come across 2 bedrooms and what you'd assume to be a bathroom. On your left, you come across the first bedroom. Seems to be it's pretty modest in there. Little bits of drawings and blueprints you can see tucked away um, in sort of like a desk, and um, a smaller bed. And as you look around for the other rooms, you see um, another one with a bigger bed. Seems to be almost twice the size as the first one. Still very modest, but seems to have more possessions in it, and seems to have like a jewelry box untouched. Seems to have like clothes still hung up neatly in a closet. Very much whatever happened downstairs, you can assume did not find its way up here.
All right. Nothing of value though. Nothing else to.
Well, what's of value to Grubthar?
I don't know. Like, what's
Because there is a jewelry box sitting there.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, I'll poke through it.
All right, you poke through it. It's nothing glamorous, but it's maybe some at best quality, some silver necklace, far too small for anything that maybe closer to like a loopy bracelet for something about your size, but nothing. You'd probably
Nothing
put it at maybe like 75 gold for the entire thing.
All right. Not worth it. I'll go down.
Okay. As you come down, you're met with Tam coming up in a very panicked manner from the downstairs, and D4N3 kind of looking closely at the claw marks in against the wall, in the distance of the living room, with Abe over there helping him.
Clear down
Oh.
here.
Probably a lover's quarrel.
You should see the basement.
Yeah, and you should see the upstairs. Well,
What did you see?
It's
They had jewelry.
Unbelievably.
it's really bad downstairs. Like this whole situation, but times 10. You know,
Any
they're
blood?
every. Oh shit! Did I see any blood?
Didn't check.
I don't remember if I saw any blood or not.
There was so much
I
I
was too
didn't remember.
But there was a lot of destroyed stuff.
Hey, Tam. In a bit. Keep going, guys.
Okay, okay.
Well,
But yeah,
I don't
wasn't
think
really-
anybody died in here. There's no blood. It seems like somebody was being chased, probably to be kidnapped.
I didn't see any bad guys down there. I was gonna go get Gordon. See, I think this is important for him to see.
Ben, how like the claw marks? Do they seem like standard? Like if a standard human had claws, do they seem, or are they bigger? Like out of game, do I think that it was maybe a vampire that did this, or something bigger?
Oh, you mean like how deep the claw marks are? Sort
Yeah,
of thing.
like can I determine a
dude.
size or
Has
an
Wolverine
origin
been here?
of these?
It
of
is
these claw
Twilight.
marks?
They're kind of shallower. They're not like a bear was here and just
Okay.
like clawed the crap out of the wall. It seems to be much more intelligent. They don't seem to be as random. They seem to have much more of a pattern to maneuver more so around the area very quickly than it is to like, or maybe it was a quick attack in the direction and they kind of jumped off of it or something, but whatever this was seemed to not just be random volition of combustion, of primal urges,
Now that I
from what you
remember,
can determine.
there were like markings downstairs. Maybe you want to check that out.
Yeah, I have an idea, but that this might help even more. I'll
Alright.
go downstairs and I'll take a look around with whoever wants to come.
I'm gonna go get Gordon.
But I
Coast is
keep
clear.
Following Dane.
Okay.
Did you guys
Drop
find
there?
anything interesting in there?
Well, me hearing that downstairs was much more exciting than upstairs. I'm gonna go downstairs.
Because upstairs had a jewelry box.
A pretty boring jewelry box now.
You didn't even take it?
There's
No.
like there's like nothing in there.
We're not
I don't wear
thieves.
jewelry. What would I need a box for jewelry for?
This certainly well lived in house is has property that we can't be stealing. I'm sure. I'm
Part
sure.
of the description of the house is well lived in house.
Yeah.
This still standing house.
Still want to be nice about it. Don't want to offend anyone.
It
Yeah.
is
I don't want.
definitely a
owners.
structure.
I wouldn't want to steal from fucking Wolverine, dude.
All right. So yeah, you meet Shan and Gordon sitting outside talking about something amongst themselves while keeping a watch over the doorways.
Yeah, there's
Man,
nobody
so how
in
about
there.
how about the local sports team, Shine? They're doing real well.
Oh yeah, they sports real good every day.
Oh yeah, sports.
Yeah. So I think you guys should check this place out. Cause
Are there sports in there?
I mean, there's certainly something in there. I know. It looks like there was an attack in there. Like bad stuff. But your
Oh,
dad's not there, so that's a plus.
well, that's all I need to hear. I get up and go inside.
Just
Gordon. Well, I'm not there. Never mind. I'll shut up.
if your dad was brutally murdered, I mean, it could have happened here.
I'm still gonna stay on watch. Feel like we need somebody out there.
All right. So, Tam, make me a wisdom check, please.
I'm the wisest. 8, 9, 9.
Delightful. All right. D4 and 3 and Ape, as you guys, and Grobthar, he's coming along too. As you guys walk down this, you kind of have to go one single file. It's very narrow, and especially Grobthar takes up all of the hallway going down. So
Go
who's
fat.
going first?
I will go first. I'll be paying close attention to the stairs and to try and I'm following the path of the claws essentially.
Got you. Up the stairs, you don't see any claw marks on the kind of walls here. If you want to make an investigation check for other things, you can, but it seems to be oddly devoid of them from
17.
downstairs. You find claw marks on the stairs on the floor. Kind of on the edges, sometimes in the middle. They seem to make a decent, not like very deep, quite shallow gash.
Got
But
some big old raccoons.
Does it seem like, when you were a kid you were running up the stairs? Does it seem kind of like is it going up the stairs?
yeah, you can discern it's probably just going up the stairs. Whatever
Is
this
it-
was.
Going up the stairs.
Is it gonna
and
be
down the
fucking
stairs.
smoked out down there? Is that my
as-
wisdom check?
as you guys, as D4 and 3, you kind of like look around at the steps a little bit, taking your time. You look around, and all of a sudden, you see there's a dim light at the bottom of the steps, and as you get down the stairway a little bit more, it starts to get a little brighter, but that's not at a steady, coherent pace. It seems to be getting brighter much quicker.
I rush down the stairs.
As you rush down the stairs, you see probably a fist full of kind of dust or not dust, but this well, first, as you look
We got the
around
fairy
with the
dust.
light, you can
Wicked.
see the pulpification of the room as far as furniture is it's not only just destroyed, like it is piece by piece. You don't see a piece of wood on any sort of furniture that's over 6 inches long in there. Any sort of cloth is kind of still aloft and swirling in the air, and as you see, some of this cloth came down and rested upon an open torch in the room, as there is much wood dust, sawdust, and cloth still kind of drifting around as embers are starting to kind of make their way about the room in a very, very dangerous manner.
Okay. I'll try casting Frostbolt at the source of the flame.
The source of the flame, you look around and very quickly find it as a torch.
Yeah, I
Um,
cast Frostbolt at it.
Okay.
It's Firebolt,
Roll-
but with cold damage, so
Yes,
it's ice.
Roll damage.
Wow. Okay, 19. Cold
Yeah,
damage.
you just light goes out. It goes very dark very quickly, and there is no the torch is completely destroyed on the floor. But there is no fire, and nothing is dangerous as far as this going up in flames anymore.
Anybody have non-fire light?
Temper our dark vision, boys.
I mean, I have dark vision, but I'm also going to be investigating things. So
Yeah, I mean, dark vision only allows you to see like figures.
Well,
of
I
things. It doesn't
mean-
allow you to see in the dark.
Gordon didn't install robotic night vision.
He did, but night vision is not. It's like night vision in real life. Like it doesn't tell you intricate
No
details about
headlamps?
things. He didn't give him a headlamp yet. No.
Man.
The basics, man.
is the
I haven't
is the
had
torch
much time to
destroyed?
deal with attachments for
Oh, so you
Dane
gave
yet.
him night vision, but not a headlamp.
To be
I see
fair,
where
it
your
was part of
priorities
the
are.
standard. It was part of the standard kit. Was the
You
night
try
vision.
building a robot next time. See how you
So
like
are you
it.
telling me the standard kit doesn't include a headlamp?
No.
It's excessive.
Cool.
They already have night vision.
Anybody have a torch that's they're not gonna set things on fire with?
I cleaned up. I'm not there.
You have no idea any of this even happened.
Yeah, why did we put out the light?
It was setting things on fire and burning. them
D4 and
outside.
3, aren't you the only one down there?
No,
He's
I
the
have.
down
first
there.
one down there. Grobthar's kind of like slowly coming along, making his way, trying not to scrape his shoulders too much, and just the sheer size of him coming down, the bulkiness.
I know Abe was right there.
Abe's right
too.
behind him.
I will
I would
grab the
love to see
torch.
Grubler try to get out of that staircase quickly with the on fire.
I was very worried that Evan would, or D4 and 3 was gonna like
fail. And he
would
had to run
fail,
out.
and then
It's like, run
everything would
around!
go
It's
before
like,
the Grubler like,
what?
oh! He had to make some dex checks to get out of it.
Died by being burned alive on a staircase.
Oh, that would
Trapped
be
by his
great.
fat friend. Well, no, the big bone friend.
Big. It's not fat. Very big. Opposite of fat, actually.
Sorry, Evan, I interrupted what you were gonna say.
That's fine. I'm gonna pick up the torch and light it back up so that we have light, so I can continue to
That
investigate.
torch is destroyed and is frosted over completely. It is not lightable. You could do a different torch, but not that one.
I don't have
Let's
any.
Just
Grab
let
Thor, do
it
you have a
thaw
torch?
out for a minute.
It's gonna take a while. I did 19 damage to a piece of wood. Tam, I need another torch. I yell up to the stairs.
That piece of wood.
Dude,
grew
I
up
only
in the
have, like-
decades.
Do none
I
of you
only
have the
have,
light
like-
cantrip?
I only
No.
have like.
Let me check.
I'm a bard. Oh, I do have it. I'm sorry.
Pretty sure you have the
I'm a
light cantrip.
bard.
I will cast
You
light
shoot
in my
light.
hand. I didn't
What
think
do
I
look
had
like,
it.
some guy that picks up the basic spells?
What am I? The utility of the group?
I will cast
I do
light.
not have the light cantrip, just for everyone's sake to know. I just
Grabthar, hold out your hand, and I cast light on his hand. You're a wizard.
Yo, wizard Grubthor.
Now
If
hold
you
your light.
have
I'm
an
gonna be like a dad fixing the car.
What color is the light?
It is.
Black. Black.
It is like a.
It's anti-light.
It's a platinum gold.
So as your hand glows a platinum gold color, as he goes, "You're a wizard now," and looks you directly in the eyes.
Now hold it
Right.
here so I can fix my car. Not
Like,
there,
the
over
stairs.
here.
You're still like he's ran
It's
down the
like-
stairs, went ow, and then came up the stairs, and then like you are a wizard now, and puts your hand starts glowing.
Angle
You
it
have
down.
no
Angle it down. This
idea
way.
I
what's
surprised for
going
like
on.
half a second, and he like drags my hand over to wherever the fuck.
Yeah, yeah. Like, come on. What are you doing about that?
I'll just sit mesmerized and then just let him like grab my wrist and move my hand wherever he needs it.
Until you two lock eyes and fall in love.
All right, cool. By this time, Tam has caught up to the slow-moving Grobthar down the steps, as well as well, actually, Gordon would enter the living room with Tam, seeing the claw marks and overturned furniture and destroyed living space, as this is the house he grew up in and the familiar furniture, seeing as these people don't really have a change of scenery that often, and his whole childhood is overturned and destroyed in front of him as he is met with this scene as he enters the doorway.
Dude,
Oh, you weren't kidding.
you want to know this?
Shit really went down here.
Yeah. This isn't how it usually is.
I mean, what are you trying to say?
I mean, have you seen the outside of this place?
I did
I'm just
for
trying
a
to
lot of
joke
years of my
about-
life.
I'm just trying to joke about an uncomfortable situation here. What can you make out of this? Do you think like
It's a kitchen.
you
It's
think
a
your
roof.
dad just fucking not Hulk, vampired out?
Let's
Vampire
see,
Hulk.
go ahead.
Vampire
mean, it's-
Hulked out?
It's a possibility that something like that happened. It wouldn't surprise me that he would try and get the use of vampirism, and he couldn't control it.
Like, because that's my working theory. I haven't really looked at this at all, but this is my theory. My game theory.
Just a theory.
Just wondering
Game theory.
what you might be able to make about this.
No, give me a couple minutes to look it over and see what I can tell you. I'm gonna spend the
Alright.
next couple minutes kind of investigating what I think might have happened.
Okay, roll me an investigation check
Cool.
27.
with advantage because this is literally what you grew up with.
Okay, that's 12.
You don't have a mod for that?
I have a +8, but I rolled a 4 and a 2.
Oh my gosh. Nice. You look around and the memories haunt you enough to where you can't really investigate that closely, and you gather that whatever happened, it was very abrupt and things were tossed and turned. You could make out a path of kind of the direction it was going, but not really much else besides that.
Yeah, I can't really gather much about this Tam. I'm having the Vietnam flashbacks. It's haunting just to look at this stuff.
Yeah, how you feeling? You all right?
I don't know, a little bit shaken, a little bit shook. Not gonna lie.
I mean, even someone you hit, he was still like someone you knew your whole like most of your life. Like something would have happened that still stinks. You know, even if you hated the guy.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe one day.
So
No,
is
just-
this what you wanted me to see?
Yeah, it was worse in the basement. If that's where those guys are, if you want to check it out. I don't
Sure,
know
may
how
as
much
well.
room there is. Probably not enough room for me, but maybe enough room for you. Just felt like this is something. I mean, it's like your childhood home. You should probably, this is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the rest of the upstairs first. Kind of reminisce about the old life that I used to have.
Okay.
Go up to my race car bed.
As you walk up the steps, you find no sense of destruction came up the steps here. Everything is nicely in its place and very reminiscent, bringing back old flashbacks and memories, and good and bad, mostly bad from your point of view, but many memories. You look to the first door right on your left, and you see some of your old blueprints, your first sketches kind of hidden away, even the ones hidden from your parents kind of behind your desk a little bit best you could, even the ones you remember being beaten for even thinking about. You find
Oh, jeez.
some of the holes in the walls from the things that were thrown about and tossed in the room days past that have been polished over, and you find your bed neatly made and room well maintained, seeing that even when you left they still took care of it very well.
They always knew you'd be back.
At one point or another. Okay, as soon as this doesn't have any obvious signs of destruction, I'm gonna walk back downstairs. And I'm gonna head to the basement.
As you get there, you see a very big conga line of people that are much too big to be in your house slowly meandering down the hallway that is your basement, as Grobthar just enters the downstairs with a light, as one by one people file into this room and are very... It's not that big of a room, meant for maybe like 3 or 4 gnomes max, and there are now like many people in this room that are much too big for the room in this room, so it is very crowded as one by one you guys all shuffle into this room with
Yeah.
destroyed furniture and things aloft.
Guys, maybe one of us should wait on the stairs or go upstairs. It's getting pretty cramped for all of us down here.
As I see Gordon, I'm gonna ask Gordon, do you know if
You
there
do
are
not.
any
He is behind like people, but you hear him. You hear him say this.
Hey Gordon. Okay, guys, Gordon, I need to talk to Gordon.
Gonna start crawling underneath their legs.
Gordon, do you know if there are any secret hatches or trapdoors in your basement?
Ben, would Gordon know about any secret hatches or anything?
You know that that's not anything what this community is about. This community is very upfront forward with everything. Anything hidden is... anything worth hiding in their eyes was not probably something you shouldn't be doing in the first place, which is why a lot of your studies was frowned upon. Well, one of the many reasons why.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing. Probably. They probably wouldn't even know how to do that. To be honest.
Okay. I have some suspicions and some ideas. I'm looking for either the signs of a ritual or a summoning circle or a teleportation circle or anything like that,
Okay.
in addition to trapdoors, hidden doors, hatches, anything like that.
Okay.
And I'm asking for Gordon's help because he's also good at investigating.
I can help you look, but I don't think we're gonna find anything down here.
Well, I have a suspicion.
All right. Well, I trust your hunches, and I'll help Dean investigate.
All right. Roll me investigation checks, both of you guys.
Let's see if it's any better. There we go. 22.
26.
Okay.
11, because I'm the light, and I'm
I am the light.
And I'm here also.
All
I
right.
am-
You look around, and a lot of this is... Wait. Say those again. Say those rolls again.
22.
26.
And
11 from Grabthar.
okay. Grobthar, you find a lot of fancy furniture that, well, fancy for you, that is destroyed completely, and potentially some more magical wood that you could pick up and
Ooh.
acquire, but nothing really jumps out at you. Besides, wow, they really don't know how to raid. Um, as yeah, it's kind of like you give like your younger brother the controller is not plugged in. That's kind of what Grobthar's doing right now. Looking around best he can, just kind of taking in the scenery. As D4N3 and Gordon um kind of get down on their hands, and D4N3 like gets down on hands and knees and um clink clank and kind of brushes aside looking for any sort of rituals on the floor, any sort of signs of summoning circles or teleportation circle, any sort of circles or arcana being in this area. And you look around for a while and you don't find any sort of sigils like that. You do find more claw marks. The eye beams seem to be intact, but do have some claw marks on them. And you don't find much in that way. Was there anything else you were looking for? You said.
Trapdoors, hatches, hidden entrances, anything like that.
Gotcha. And the more you check out the area, the more you come to the conclusion this is extremely rudimentary and there is nothing hidden here. After, especially from your line of work, you are very confident that this is not, there is no hidden anything at all here. It is just what you, well, what you see was here in some sort of functioning manner. Um, Gordon, as you look around, you remember this place much differently than you are met with it as right now. You remember that this used to be kind of like a work from home for your parents sort of thing, and kind of like a get away from the world sort of area. This is where they'd have um sort of like what is it, like kind of like movie nights, sort of the equivalent of that in Gnome World, which would be like sitting down and maybe reading, but that's very advanced for them. So they'd probably be doing something like
Put on a
cards
puppet
and
show.
drinking, or yeah, something like that. Um, puppet show, something like cards, drinking, something very rudimentary and straightforward. But this was very much your dad's kind of man cave, and all sorts of stuff down here was akin to him, his accomplishments, and sort of kind of like his man cave. You look around, and from what you can remember, the biggest place of origin would be just along the right wall. Was where he had kind of like a desk full of work stuff, whether it be something he some rudimentary hammer or silverware he was working on, made out of wood, or a project that he was working on. This was pretty much like his workshop as well down here. So you look around that area, and you look around and you find glass, which is very uncommon. You, the people here don't make glass, mess with glass. Like, that is technology beyond what they messed with and all of what they had. So this jumps out to you immediately. The fact that there is shattered glass on the floor near his workshop. Then, on top of that, you find very old looking parchment, ripped and shredded. Um, Seems to have been um, not caught on fire, but seems to have the remains as if it was caught on fire. And sort of, kind of went up in flames. But
So charred.
charred, but also like ripped apart as well. So like a combination of ripped and charred. So whatever this was being destroyed rapidly. as you look around, roll me a intelligence check.
Intelligence. 19.
As you look around, you find some scraps that are ripped and like puzzle pieces. You actually manage to piece some together, surprisingly, from this old parchment that's, well, big for you, but for most humans would be normal sized writing. And you find this in Erstonia, boys. You find these symbols kind of on the you can piece together that these symbols were in a line. This is not any sort of a language that you've seen before.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'm gonna kind of point out what I've seen to being like, yo, over here, I found some broken glass and some charred paper, and I found this stuff with these weird symbols on it.
Hmm. Could I just make like a general intelligence? Do I think that this is a language, or is this something else? Do I think that this is a note, or like instructions?
Make a roll depending on what you want to check it for.
Is it a language?
All right, roll me a history check.
History. 18.
This is not a language that you've discerned, especially from being in the libraries that you've been in. You've not seen even anything like this. Like, you know how if something's Japanese or Chinese, like, you don't understand it, but you can at least say, I've seen something like that before. This is nothing like any of that.
Hmm. And
Actually,
this-
roll me an intelligence check.
14.
Okay. You now that you think about it, you actually do recall these symbols, but never in any of the libraries that you had access to, never in any of your past, except for on that staff that you owned.
I've seen these once before, and so have you, Gordon.
Where do you figure that?
Staff.
Scorn hears this, remembers, like, oh, shit, you're right.
Maybe we put that away for now.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
So then you said that this was burnt?
It's both charred at the edges and like shredded, ripped apart and like shredded. So it's shredded apart, it's ripped apart, like pulled apart, ripped apart, shredded, and it looks like it was set ablaze, but there's no char marks besides the ones that were left from this torch that you can discern.
Okay, so I have two theories. The first one is the most likely. Dane's grandfather, Gordon's dad, made some sort of deal with probably the vampires. And somebody who he knew and for the most part trusted was inside the house and was taken or took him away. Possibly in some way concerning this note. Or, and this is the glass, Dane's granddad, turned himself into a vampire because it was a potion that, right? It was. Am I remembering that right?
You don't know that.
Well,
You know that there's a serum. You don't know if there's a potion that does it necessarily. From what you've heard, Grobthar had it through some sort of teeth injection?
well,
It's kind of unclear.
Well, I had a lot of talk about it being Yeah, like I
But you're
feel
not
like I
there to
talked about
tell
it
him,
in
and you
a
didn't tell him about that.
Well, no, like I had talked about it a lot in the past. Remember, I like explained everything that I knew to the party. We had that whole session that was basically all a narrative.
Yeah,
us
but he
telling
wasn't
different
there for any
things.
of it.
Oh, he
Decorin 3
wasn't.
literally exited because you guys were like, Revert might know. You remember?
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
right.
So get out of here. Go
So
Assumption
he
is-
doesn't know any of that.
My assumption is Gordon's dad knew something or found something out, and it has something to do with this note. And he was either betrayed or somebody was sent after him to take him out of the picture. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
It's the best thing we can go off of right now.
You're still in the basement, right?
Yep, they're
Yeah.
all. Yeah,
Sorry.
everyone's in the
I'll-
hallway except for Shen, who's outside.
I'll
just gotta-
walk up and explain this to everybody so everybody knows what's going on.
I just got a package, so
As Grobthar's hand is being held over everything, it's like you're like, "Come on, Grobthar, you gotta go up the stairs again."
Do I get to
Look
keep
at this
the light?
narrow hallway, like. It takes Grobthar a while. Everyone else manages to get up on their own. Grobthar kind of squeaking by best he can as he kind of through the doorway at the end and
Creating
like,
a log jam.
like tries to stretch, but he can't like stand up, so it's kind of like, ugh. As you guys are now in the destroyed kitchen area.
You guys make anything out of that?
Grandpa's in
Ish.
trouble.
Who's in
Is Timmy
trouble?
stuck in the well?
Yes. Somebody took Granddad.
Granddad is taken.
That's what we think.
That doesn't seem good. That anyone was taken. I mean, I was about to say good riddance, but you know, that seems like not the right thing to say when someone's been kidnapped.
Eh. Chords are
I'm not
different.
well versed in social protocol, but I'm gonna have to disagree with you there, Tam.
Yeah.
I think we need to find some people that knew old man Gordon. What's your last name?
Rakitic.
Rakitic? Old man
Yeah.
Rakitic. We need to ask about him and see who knows him. See what might have happened.
Well, maybe someone's wearing his skin, because apparently he's the leader of the revolution or something. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe something is going
Or
on.
maybe someone took control of his body. Just like the
That's
thing.
never happened.
Never before.
But I'm just saying, like, that could be a thing that happened. Don't want to rule it out.
Well, now we have a base of operation.
Yep, this is perfect. I feel very comfortable in this place. My back will not hurt.
Well,
If I
that
do
makes
this any
one of
longer.
us.
But it's glad to have something to lean on. You mean like, okay. Why is Old Man Rakitic been taken? What leads you to believe that?
Well, we found some shattered glass down there, and as you guys probably have expected, there's nothing like that here in this part of the city. So we're thinking maybe there's like a potion or whatever of some sort that maybe had something to do with what happened down there or in here.
Okay. Okay, I believe you. Where do we go from here, do you think? Do we just start asking around about Old Man Rakitic, or what's up?
I mean, that's a place to start, I guess. But I'm kind of remembering back to when I was watching other people and Relay. They're like, usually people come to run and help if they see other like houses being quote unquote broken into, and these guys didn't seem to help. So that sketches me out a little bit.
Yeah. Do you think that was because? Do you think that's because of the robot thing, or something else?
Uh,
Or like, has everybody been ratting each other out, or like, so we, kind of strange.
I don't know. It could be tied to the robot thing. I don't know.
That stinks.
Maybe like a robot sent by Revert was sent here, but then they're like, "Oh, kick his ass," and they threw him out to pasture or whatever. I don't know.
I don't think it was a robot.
I don't think. I was
Look at
gonna
these
say,
claw marks. These are not robot claw marks.
Hey, if I can get you claws, you bet your ass I'm gonna get you claws.
Well, why didn't you?
He's already halfway to a cap. What can we say?
get him a knee spike with like a blade on his knee, so he can, you know.
Just gonna get you a motorcycle helmet with one of those big spikes coming out the top, so you can look tough.
Or better than a knee spike, the girl from Kingsman, the knife leg.
The second one, of course.
Haven't seen that one.
Never seen
No,
it.
that's the one with the legs, isn't it?
No,
Second
that's
one.
the first one.
Is
That's
it
the first
really?
one. Yep.
Yeah, because then he has butt
But
sex after.
That's Samuel L. Jackson's friend.
Yeah.
Either the host kills the Voweth, or the Voweth kills the... Because, Samuel Jackson needed a lisp in that movie for whatever reason.
Can't make him too intimidating, okay?
Yeah, the second one was the cow.
That's right. That's right. I always thought. I
That
always
was
think there's
Country
a third
Roads.
one. Yep.
Had the red
They're
viper in
making
it.
they're making the King's Men, which is basically
That's
a
the
third one.
that's the new one coming out. Anyways,
Yeah. This is good information to have. It really is. I just don't know how to use it.
Neither do I. Let's get Shen's input on this. Shen! Instead of yelling, I'm going to walk outside to Shen.
Abe,
like-
this is eerily reminiscent of the house that you saw as well when your mom was taken. You're having lots of flashbacks and PTSD to that moment when you had that discovery. It's akin to this place.
Oh, hey, Gordon, what's up?
Can you
Breakdown
come in
crying.
here? We just gotta share some ideas and whatnot, share what we found.
Yeah, sure thing. Follow you inside.
Alright, do.
Do you go back down the stairs
Oh
again?
my God, Jesus.
There-
No, I was just gonna recap Shen on what happened. And
Okay,
also
Gordon,
get
it
his
looks
input.
like a lot of shit happened here.
Yeah. I couldn't really figure anything out about it. But we did find some stuff downstairs in the basement.
Okay, well, let's go take a look-see.
I'm gonna show him what we saw in the basement by like the desk area, all the broken glass and whatnot.
Do I recognize any items or the state of the environment? Does it seem like a familiar attack of some sorts?
Roll an investigation check.
22.
Most familiar thing that you've seen of it is the time that you were in Tarragon when you were living in Abe's house. And this is the only state that you've seen Abe's house in, and now Gordon's house is laid waste too in a similar way. Not the exact same, but similar.
Well, I mean, really, this it beats me. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Okay. What's really throwing us off is all this broken glass, because as you've probably noticed, there's no glass being used here. It's a far more advanced technology, so someone came in here from a foreign place and did something that resulted in this.
Well, who do you think could have done that?
Beats me.
Well, is there a trail of broken glass, or is it all just localized to one spot in the room?
Looks like it's all just over here.
Hmm. I whip out my DNA kit. Yeah, I mean, what could have possibly brought glass into this area of town unnoticed?
I'm sure if somebody had like a potion or a vial that they could easily sneak that in.
I mean,
I'm sure this is probably
What's
the
the-
easiest town you could sneak stuff into.
seems like a pretty shady act went on here. Do you think we should try talking to the neighbors?
That's what we were just discussing, but I fear that may not yield the results that we're hoping for, because when I was out watching with you before, I didn't really. It's like people normally come and help out and check up on what's going on, but nobody seemed to really bat an eye. They all just kind of watch what was happening as we went inside.
Maybe they know too much. We'll have to talk to them in private.
That could be. For now, let's go back upstairs. I'm gonna start walking back up.
Make it back upstairs with the rest of the party.
All right, so I showed Shen what happened downstairs. We couldn't really come to any better conclusion than what we already discussed.
What do you think we should do next?
I mean, we could try talking to the neighbors, even if they're not gonna know very much. Might be the only thing that we have going for us right now.
Might be nice to reconnect, eh?
Not really.
No, you didn't like the neighbors either.
Nah, I didn't really have a problem with the neighbors. Just being in my being in this part of town doesn't really bring back great memories.
Okay.
So it's like the less time I spend here, the better.
Let's get the fuck out of here then.
All right, let's go, gang.
Yeehaw.
All right, you guys now are on the front porch. Back's finally able to stand upright. As you see, some of the neighbors still kind of eyeing you up and looking you down as you walk past, walk to the street, the dirt street from the front porch.
Well, what you guys want to do now?
That fellow looks friendly. Well, that's fucking side-eyeing us.
Oh, if you want to go talk to him, now's your chance.
Alright. Deep breaths. I walk over. Just one of the
Okay.
random people.
You
Hello?
walk over to a kind of mid-aged gnome, kind of on a rocking chair, coming back and forth, got a drink in his hand of some sort, and kind of just watching you as you walk up.
Hey, my name's Tam. How are you?
Oh, I've been pretty good. What you checking out that house for over there?
Our friend over there, he used to live there. We
Oh, so it is Gordon. He's come back. He kind of like waves at Gordon in the distance. It's been a while. Gordon ran away. He became quite a bit of a legend.
yeah, we're he's settled down actually. A little place called fuck it, I know the word. No, I don't know the word.
China.
China. Why can't I think of our
Estonia.
Estonia? I don't know why I can whatever.
It's been a while since we've been there.
So, yeah, so we actually settled down in this place called Estonia about a couple days to the southeast. If you go through if you go down the path through Tarragon and then down past the thicket, it's over there. Can't
He
miss
kind
it.
he kind of leans back and goes, "Oh, nice. I'll be sure to pass the news along to his parents. They've been looking for him for a while. I'm sure they'll love to stop by and visit sometime. It's been a while. The dude hasn't even called home. You know what's up with that? So I'm sure they'll head over and be on their way eventually. But you know, I'll be sure to spread it down. Thanks for the information though. Glad
Yeah,
about that.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
What can I help you with?
yeah, actually, we were wondering about his parents. We're actually looking for his father. Does he still live in that house?
Well, his father went missing a while ago. Um, ran into some law issues a while back, right when the revolution happened. Tried to do a little bit of the resistance thing. Uh,
Right.
got a good cutout deal though. He's got a good deal cut out for him. He got off leave, all that good jazz. And one day, a couple of robots, I think it was like 2 or 3 of them, ended up going in that house with them, and big ruckus went on. And then I haven't heard anything of it since.
How recent was that? Or was it
Oh,
recent?
that was a couple months ago, a couple months back probably.
Okay. Because we
But
actually,
I'm trying to stay out of that illegal business and stuff. That's one of the quickest ways to get yourself in one of them fancy shiny bits.
yeah, that's probably a good idea. Um, thanks for the information. It's really nice to meet. What's your name?
I'm Alfrez.
Alfred's nice to meet you. I hope you have a wonderful day sipping your drink.
Yep. And if anybody asks, I didn't help you. He kind of like raises his drink and takes a sip.
Actually, I was wondering, what's gotten into people? Gordon said everyone used to be friendly around here and help. Did something happen? Is this just what happened with the whole revert thing?
Yeah, man, that revert thing's got this whole community torn. He gave us this freebie, this pass, I guess, where we can live our old life, but some people just aren't content with that and they need to rebel. And those
Yeah,
people, well, they can go and rebel on their own, whatever, but we don't want to be associated with them. They're making life hard on the people that want to live this simple life. And well, when people get associated with the law like that, they go who knows what, and then your name's put in the hat. Well, it's the unless you have a good lawyer, odds are you're probably gonna be going into one of them shiny bits over there again.
mhm,
So I don't want any of that business. Just want to sit back, kick
right.
back, and drink me some of this scotch.
All right, man of culture. Hey, it's been nice talking to you. I really appreciate that. Hopefully, one day everyone can be happy and get along like the old days.
Yeah.
Wait,
His
there's a
mother though, his
Scotland? There's a Scotland here, Ben?
no,
Is this canon? Then why
no,
is he drinking scotch?
because it's the type of alcohol that he's
Yeah.
consuming.
It's only made in Scotland, so he's drinking whiskey.
They have Pete in fucking
Sure.
Yorland, dude.
Ben, why do you think it's called scotch? It's because it's Scottish.
It's named
Yeah,
after
they
the
just-
tape, obviously.
Yeah, that's what that vodka's only made in Vod, dude. Like, you know.
It's called
Crazy.
Scotch because it was invented by Sir Scotch of fucking Tarragon. Dude.
From Scott Island.
In Scottsville, Arizona.
From Normandy, dude. From Normandy. Do you have him from Scotch from Normandy, dude?
Scottsdale.
Scottsdale. Oh, the best of Scotch comes from Scottsdale. But he goes, yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for the info, though. His mom, though, I could pass the information out to his mom. She's working in that advanced facility for Revert. She got all that technical biz going on in her head and is able to navigate all that mumbo jumbo goodness for him. And I guess it's part of her deal that she got off free after the whole rebellion thing, that she gets to work for him now. So apparently she's made a name for herself, doing well. But
Good.
I could definitely pass along that he lives in Arstonia. You said, right? Just follow the path
Arstonia.
down. All right.
Yeah.
I'll let her know. She'll show up sometime, I'm sure. She'd
Okay,
love to
that's
see
good.
Gordon. Talks about him all the time.
Family's really important, so I hope
Yeah.
you can keep up with them.
Don't worry about it. Thank you.
Hey,
One for the road? As he starts to like pour out another like kind of like half cup size for you.
It'd be rude not to. Thank you so much.
Delightful. Hands you one over and clinks and slams
Yeah.
it down with you. Goes,
Yeah.
best of luck.
Hey, have a great day. All right. Alfred is awesome.
Should we ask him to join our party?
He doesn't seem like that time. He seems like he just wants to live his best life, and you know what? He's living his best life. He did say that his dad's been missing for 2 months, about. So, he said a couple of robots came in there, sort of tossed the place, ransacked it, and he hasn't been seen from since. So maybe Revert is a good guy, and he just took out the trash. Just trying to lighten the mood. No, didn't.
No,
Joke
that'd be
didn't
best
hit.
case scenario.
No, but seriously though, I feel like Revert has taken care of your dad, and maybe we saw him in the mines. Maybe we saw him in a robot. Maybe he's the robot that's been following us around, just been reset enough times, or isn't seen.
Is Dane actually my dad? What a plot twist.
Hello, son.
Dun dun dun.
Father, you know
But
I must
yeah.
kill you now.
He also seemed to let you. He wanted me to let you know that your mom really cares for you, and that she talks about you still.
Okay.
Family's important, Gordon. You don't get to keep them forever.
I guess you're technically right.
I continue sobbing.
Very touchy subject for Abe at the moment, for sure.
Abe, do you want to keep my parents? Do you want to switch?
Mommy!
You're next on the list, Abe. We'll find your mom.
After the crystals and after the Heron Blade And after the
That can wait. I still I gotta sharpen my skills before I feel confident.
After the crystals, after this arc, after we're not under revert, after we get our stuff back, after
Eventually,
we
we'll
get a
get
trade
to you.
deal.
But after
Yeah.
that, we'll get to
Don't
you.
worry, you're next.
That not that the priorities or anything.
I need to sharpen the sword, literally and figuratively on my sword fighting before I can feel comfortable doing that. But one day, I look up at the sky. One day, I'll be the master, the Pokemon
The
master.
best, the best.
So, if we want to find out what happened to your dad, Revert's probably the guy to ask.
Probably.
Either that, or it was just a wonderful cover up by the Resistance to make it seem like your dad doesn't exist.
That could also be it.
Because those people in the mines that gave you the little cloth, I don't know how long they've been down there, but if they think your dad's still, kicking, they said you could meet up with your dad.
Uh-huh.
Because, yeah. But it seems like, back to square one.
Yeah, it seems that way. Do you guys want to head back to the card, or do you guys want to do anything else while we're here?
People about vampires, I'm sure that won't be a touchy subject. We could stay up all night, stay on guard, looking for bats. No.
I guess if you really want to stay up all night.
I mean, sleep over. No, I don't think there's anything left on over here now. We sort of, well, there's got to be some stuff. Is there a vampire house?
Is there a giant floating castle?
They're like a castle.
Is there a giant holding? Yeah.
Maybe some bats flying in and out of,
Maybe someone by the name of Dracula. Or
Yeah.
Alucard, if that's too on the nose.
Or maybe some
Yeah.
other count or something.
Maybe one that loves
Duke,
chocolate in
maybe.
particular.
So I guess that's it down here. Kind of stinks that it's another dead end. It seems. Maybe that's just because we haven't been searching enough.
Life was full of dead ends.
Hey, without maybe the dead end's just part of the path.
No, I think the dead end is the actual end to a path.
That's the turn left. Okay, we're not gonna worry about the turn thing.
But what do you really think about it? I'm ready to leave if the rest of you guys are.
Yeah, I think we should go set up a meeting with Nostro. And really think about what we want to ask about this time.
What are the rest of
Thinking?
you guys?
What's that?
I don't think very well unless it's
Free
about
will?
military.
Well, with so many priorities, we have to prioritize one. So you might as well do this.
So it's find Abe's mom. Got it.
Yes.
But I want to know what you guys think. What's our next step?
I think we have to talk to Nostro.
Do we go back to focusing on the vampire part of the business and not worry about the crossfire that might happen?
I mean, at this point, we're now. Are we free in Kremkoy yet?
We don't have
Kind of.
we don't have the staff. We don't have his box.
So maybe we should try to get that first. We can't really do a whole lot if one of our party members are basically crippled, but from their means of doing stuff.
I mean, I could still cast spells. It's just not going to be my full arsenal.
We could talk to Revert about what we found here and be like, maybe it was a vampire attack.
We certainly could.
Let's see how he reacts.
Yeah, I mean, that's something. It's better than nothing.
If we wanted to do that, we could tell him how cool Alfrez is. Say, hey, don't kill that guy. But it might be important just to talk to Nostro and know more about vampires before we start just running around.
Yeah, I think that'd be best course of action here.
It just really feels like we've been trying, but we haven't been getting anywhere. I think we need an expert to.
Yeah, we're just running in circles.
You're saying running around blindly isn't working out for us?
I know,
I thought
shocker.
I mean, it kind of worked all right last time, but this time,
Well, last time we all ended up in Creme Quay.
I mean, like,
Ah, that was because of the stupid red hand people.
in the Terraria,
Oh yeah, it wasn't our fault.
we were kind of running
Wow.
around blindly and then found our way there. But here, we're dealing with fucking vampires, dude, and like politics at the same time interwoven together, and robots. And a giant dragon Jesus statue, or dragon statue. I don't think it was Jesus. Well, is Dragon Jesus is Dragon Jesus a dragon, or is Dragon Jesus a dragonborn? Never really got that.
Not. He's kind of like the ruler over everything. That is,
Is he depicted as a person or as a dragon?
similar to like a person. He's not a dragon,
Okay.
but he's a deity, so he kind of rules over the dragons. And the dragons, both D4 and 3 and Abe would know that dragons were like the first creations of creatures on the planet. So they were like considered better than all of the other creations as far as creatures go. And all the other creatures were just made to entertain them at
I
the time. And then differing deities had differing opinions about the relevancy of them and humanity as a whole and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Is there anything we know about vampires that we could look for while we're down here in what we assume to be the vampire hotspot?
Yeah, we could ask around to other people. We haven't really talked to anyone over here except, the one really cool dude.
Frizz. Do not want to burn a bridge with him. We should probably talk to someone else about vampires.
Yeah, while we're here, we might as well look around.
Okay.
Let's just go. Yeah.
Where are you gonna go? There's a so currently you're on a street. The street you came from behind you is the entrance to like this sort of villa area. There seems to be many more people or some sort of market down the way. If you want
That
to keep
sounds
heading
good.
in that direction. Okay.
Yeah, more people.
That sounds good.
Well, yeah.
Well, it's not people. It's I say people just as a
Yeah.
general term, but
Yeah,
gnomes, small people.
I want to look for fangs.
You don't see any fangs.
Fuck.
Oh, boys, let's pack it up. There's no fangs.
You get to
I
this,
knew we were wasting our time.
you get to like this sort of trade center where it's very like very akin to like a third world trade barter center where they're not really using currency, they're bartering things, and it's as rudimentary as water jugs, furniture, and made of wood, just very basic things. woodenware instead of silverware. Bustling though. By bustling, I mean like probably 100 people within like a city square worth of people. As you guys tower over everybody here.
Okay. How do we want to go about this? Because I feel like we got to do this covertly. You know, you can't just be like, hey, how do you feel about,
Why don't we start with a game of chess? We'll just
Great
gain their
call.
attention. Get them to come to us.
You have to will them to a false sense of security and then get them to open up.
Exactly.
If we have
Yeah,
their
do we see
attention
any
focused on
chess?
chess, then if you start talking to them while playing chess, they're more willing to let something loose.
Do we see any chess players?
Dragon chess, but no chess. There seems to be like what you consider like a gambling casino area, but it's like a couple of tables in the corner sort of thing. It's not like it's kind of like a station in imagine this more like a flea market, right? Like people have like tents set up sort of thing, and they're bartering from it, and then one of the tents is like a game tent sort of thing. You guys meander over and peer, and you guys see a couple of chess players, couple of dragon chess players, couple of cards going on, couple people playing dice. Only like 3 or 4 tables though.
I'm going
Play.
to be conveniently out of the way for as many people as I'm just going to be like wandering around and looking, but staying out of anybody's way, staying out of anybody's view, just trying to be as inconspicuous as possible.
Out of anybody's view, it'd be pretty hard in this because it's like a town square, but like you can kind of like stick to the outside of it more or less if that's what you're looking to do.
I just don't want to be noticed.
Right, right. So you're still following the party, but you're still like you're just kind of like, okay, gotcha. You guys kind of get some weird glances as you are very out of place here
Yeah.
Yeah.
as you walk up to the casino-ish, the game area.
Well, no better place to start than chess.
Yeah, sure. I'll go sit down with some people who are playing and I don't know, wait my turn to play.
Okay. You look around for a little bit, and there's a couple people. One is kind of watching the game, and as you sit down, he goes, "Oh, hey, you looking for a game?
Absolutely.
Delightful." And he kind of like slides over a dragon chess set, starts like setting up the pieces. As the whole board is assembled in front of you, he goes, "How much we wagering today, or is this just for funsies?"
Let's do. What do I have? We'll just say 1 gold piece.
Gotcha. Kind of tink tink as it hits the table. Do you do the same?
Yeah.
Delightful. Are you proficient in dragon chess?
No.
Okay. Then make me a performance for this. I don't know. What did I have you
think-
guys roll before?
I think it was
Intelligence?
intelligence.
Intelligence? Roll an
pretty sure.
intelligence check.
$11.
It's surprisingly a close game as the rest of you watch. It's very, especially As D4 and 3 and Tam watch, they watch as very many blunders take place. As this is not a very high tier gameplay, but Abe still manages to take it in the end, winning himself a single piece of gold. During the match,
Ooh.
there's some light conversation going on, back and forth, some banter.
I want to eavesdrop. Yeah.
How long have you lived here?
Oh, you know, I've lived here my whole life. I've pretty much enjoyed it. Pretty simple, straightforward. Enjoy the nature around, you know, or at least what's left of it these days. Kind of moves a piece or two.
True. So you decide to live here instead of the city?
Oh yeah, the city life's pretty complicated. You gotta the trade over there is much different. Over here, I can make my chairs. I can make some spoons. Woodworker, by the way. So don't need a lot of woodworking when everything's metal. Not needed over there. If I were to go over there, I'd have to get into that tinkering business, and that's beyond what I want to get into, and nothing that I want to even associate with. If I can't make it out of wood, what's the point, you know?
Sense.
What brings you to town? Don't get a lot of outsiders these days.
Friend of mine was seeing his old home and going through some old down memory lane.
Ah. Well, picked a very unfortunate time to do that.
What is that?
It's not the old creme quay he used to know, I'm sure.
Definitely not.
Yeah, a lot of like I'm sure you can look around and see yourself as you look around. Like even the outskirts, you see like skylines in the distance of just revertium buildings and skyscrapers. Looks around and goes, "It's much less naturey, we'll say."
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't really like it. Like I said, I'm a woodworker. I need wood. I mean, there's not a lot of. They kind of destroyed a lot of the wood around. I gotta go a long way to get wood. I'm not gonna take wood from around here. It's the only scenery we get, you know. So gotta kind of go outside the city and get it, which brings its own dangers in this area. But you do what you can.
You know, I really don't like many of the clankers back in the new part of town.
Yeah, those shiny dinguses back there, they're something else, man. You tell them one thing one day, and then the next couple days they're like, "Oh, how's it going? I'm meeting you for the first time." I couldn't get into it. It was weird.
You know of any groups of like-minded individuals?
It's all of us here. We got a whole huge community base. It's one of the. I'm sure, like your friend came back, probably looking for some other friends he knew. We're pretty tight knit here. Everybody knows everybody.
Hey, have you ever heard of, and I don't remember his dad's name.
I don't think he ever gave it.
No.
I never gave it.
Mr.
Ooh. Oh, go ahead.
Ratkatich. It's his last
That
name. at
close
least.
enough, Jake.
Yeah, you got the idea.
Two questions. Who leads this part of town? And have you heard of this Rakovich?
Well, this town's leadership is kind of a community thing. You know, gotta get along with your neighbors and they'll take care of you, sort of thing. Our leader, well, he was overthrown and kind of technically ruled by Revert, but he doesn't really like us, so we don't really talk to him, and kind of lets us do our thing. But then some people are like, "Well, we don't like you, Revert, because you kind of made all of our friends into robots, so they go on rampage sprees. But for the most part, the rampage sprees have calmed down. Hopefully, we can get some sort of peace over here and live our lives out in a simple folk manner, like the old Kremquay used to be. Maybe it's too much to ask for. There's a lot of hate on both sides.
And you haven't heard of this person,
Which one did you say? Sorry. Is he kind of like,
Akovich?
as he kind of like moves one of the pieces back and forth for a little bit and then finally moves it into place. He goes, ah, yeah, Rakovich. He was pretty bold guy. His kid ran
Was?
away though. The kid ran away. That was talk of the town for a bit. Kind of up and left off of broke a bunch of things, something like that. There's a whole he's a big into the new sciencey tinkering shenanigans, and that was before it was cool. So this dude was ahead of the times. But yeah, man, that guy got into he just up and left apparently, and family's all upset about it. And then some new guy, some new tinkering dude, kind of similar to him, kind of just took over the whole place and led this revolution with a bunch of these robot thingies and gadgets and gizmos and all this other new stuff. But like I said, you look around, you see it everywhere, and now it's everywhere. But this guy, he didn't have any of it. He went up and joined the revolution. Well, the revolution to the revolution, the resistance, I guess. They the resistance, they tried stopping Revert once he got a hold of everything. Once the king went missing, and tried to track him down, didn't find him. All that's fun jazz. And well, apparently he got a good lawyer though. Got a great lawyer. Got him out on a deal. Got to live it. He got to live here for a little bit.
The lawyer was Groot Thorley.
And
Maybe.
he got out, and I don't know. I don't know if there's something was up or there was a phony deal, but apparently some robots came over to his house, and there was a bunch of ruckus going on, and no one's heard from him since.
All right.
But I mean, you know, nobody really goes looking for the resistance once they go missing. It's kind of a lost cause. No one to even forget themselves once they become one of them shiny folk.
Noted.
And plus, if our names are dropped, the peaceful Kremquay folk, peaceful old Kremquay folk, well, it's kind of like a he said she said sort of thing, where it's a big hunt for us, So whoever's name's thrown in the hat when something goes down, everybody gets a lash of it. That's names in the hat. So even if just one person messed it up for everyone, so been kind of rough, this whole thing, but it's been quiet for a little bit. Hope for the best.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for the game.
Yeah. Double or nothing.
You can keep the gold piece that I technically won.
Oh. Appreciate it.
the
Appreciate it.
conversation.
Bittersweet, but I appreciate it. He kind of like puts it away back in a coin purse that's also on the table, sits back. Goes, good luck though. Good luck. Hope your friend finds some solace and finds those friends.
Thanks. I hope so too. I'll go
I have all the
back to
friends I
group.
need right here.
They're just like dolls. Voodoo dolls.
So it doesn't sound like there's an army over here. Is what I tell them.
Okay.
Dane, make me a perception check.
I'm sorry, I stepped away for like 2 seconds. What am I doing?
Make me a perception check, because you're kind of sticking to the shadows, kind of like looking around, being all cautious, like.
Perception?
Yes.
12.
You look around and you see some gnomes giving you like the side eye, like more so than just like what are you doing here, like they're kind of like looking you up and down, checking you out, like they know something about you. They're kind of like they're at like the edge of the crowd as well, as they kind of like break off and walk away. It's like a group of like 2 or 3 of them.
Okay. I'm going to walk. Is there like a stand that I can kind of like walk by?
There's a lot of stands, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna like weave my way in between stands, and as I'm doing that, I'm going to subtly cast Disguise Self. Not changing the cloak I'm in, but literally just changing the metal parts of me that might be exposed to look like just normal Dane. Normal human Dane.
Do you have to roll for that at all, or is it just it's cantrip or something?
It's a first level spell.
First level? Okay.
It's just Disguise Self.
Gotcha. Okay. The appearance of yourself morphs into a more humanistic Dane instead of a D4 and 3.
So if like some of my clothes come undone or my wrappings come undone, it's just human Dane.
Mm-hmm. The wrappings seem to stay intact for the most part and form fit differently to your face now, but seem to, for the most, some places much more tight than others, but for the most part, it's working out.
I will also subtly keep an eye on those 3 that were eyeing me up.
They're breaking off from the crowd, like walking away from like the town square is here. They've broken off from the town square and are walking down a path. That's not the way you came from.
I will follow at a distance.
Okay. Alone?
Who is
Just a whole group
closest
of
to
us
me?
shuffling.
Who is closest to me? That I can see.
Grobthar. He'd probably
I
be the one
will-
in the back. Everyone else is kind of
Yeah, I'm
entranced
watching.
by the game.
I'm watching the game for sure.
Yeah, everyone's watching the
will-
game, and Grobthar just doesn't give a fuck, so he's just sitting back, probably.
He's just sad he doesn't have his light anymore.
I will cast
Yeah.
Why
Sending to
pretend to
Grobthar.
play war when just actually make it?
Yeah. Why pretend to play war when I can kill?
I will cast Sending to Grobthar.
Okay.
I will say the apple stand to your left, about 50 feet. Follow me.
I look to my left.
You
Do I see an
see,
apple stand?
you look to your left, and there's nothing. You look down, and now there are many stands. There are many short stands that you are seeing over. And you kind of look down and kind of like investigate, like tilt your head, kind of like look at the sign, pick it up, like hold it to your face. Nope, nope. Like down the
Re-
line.
Just reach under
Eventually,
without looking, grab a
Yeah.
handful of whatever. Yeah.
Oh,
Put it back.
Put it back. Yeah.
Does he know what an apple looks like?
You see Grobthar just make a scene and just go like, and he eventually finds the apple stand that you're next to.
And I start walking.
Okay, you see a now human form of Dane walking west.
All right. I will follow.
Okay. How close?
At a normal distance.
Meaning
Meaning like I'm following Dane, like standing next to him or whatever.
like a
Maybe
pace
slightly
behind
behind.
him.
Maybe
Yeah.
yeah, like on
Yeah,
his front.
not like from a distance, not like shoulder
not
to
like
shoulder.
30 car lengths. No.
Yeah. Okay. Grobthar is coming along with you.
I will kind of slow down slightly so he can catch up to me, and I'll say, there are 3 gnomes looking at me, and now they're acting suspicious. I was going to follow them, but I didn't want to go without backup.
Well, let's just take him right now.
Well, let's follow them, and if things go down, I'll let you know. You'll be the first to know.
All right.
Grabthar pulls out his magical. I'm just kidding.
Pulls out his plank of wood.
All right. These gnomes seem to have not paid any attention to you since they have left the square and seem to take walk past many houses and left, right, and into a very kind of like a downtowny area. It seems to be like pubs, like ale sort of distribution areas with wooden tankards, the people drinking, and it's it's uh it's just after sunset, so it's becoming dark, so there's like torches lit outside this place.
I will keep my distance and make sure that Grobthar doesn't do anything crazy yet,
Okay.
and just wait to see what happens.
As you wait to see what happens, the group of 3 individuals walk up, sort of like a ramped. There's 2 ramps coming to a top where there's a deck with many tables and like bars looking outward, and some tables inward or on the inside, and then there's an inside area as well that they kind of like come up the ramp, kind of like wave, like say hi to some people, and then they kind of go in and then out inside, and then they you lose sight of them as they take a left inside. The building seems to be pretty decently big, kind of like 50 feet wide is the wall you're looking at.
Are
By
there any
like
signs or landmarks or things that I can use to describe the area I'm in?
it's a pretty it was a little bit off to the south of the path that you were taking. For the most part, there's something in Gnomish
I speak
written.
Gnomish.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were made by Gnomish Shmake, so yeah, there you go. You see you see a um you see the sign says the Elvenwood Tavern.
I send another message to Gordon. And I say, West, the Elvenwood Tower. Me and Grabthar are already here.
Tavern.
Yeah. Bring everyone. Suspicious folks.
Okay, we'll meet you there. Then I'm gonna get everyone's attention, but subtly. Be like, yo, fellas, follow me.
How long was I tailing these guys? About?
5-10 minutes, not that long.
Okay, I will wait 4 minutes. And then I will start walking towards the Elvenwood Tavern.
Okay.
Okay, that was a great game, you two. Maybe we can do it again. Start walking off.
Oh, them. Yeah, their game finishes up, and he hands the coin back as Gordon starts to kind of like get you guys going on your way. I'm assuming you all follow.
Yeah, where are we going, Gordon?
Yes.
I'll explain in a little bit.
You know this area well enough to, like the back of your hand. You mean you lived here? You've been around.
Yeah, I just
So you
want to wait
kind
till
of-
we're away from people that I can explain what.
Yeah, I'm
Dane
saying
told me.
as far as like navigating to the place, you know that well enough. You don't have to roll or anything for it.
Okay.
We get Dane and Grobthar.
Well, apparently Dane saw some suspicious people, and they started walking off in a direction toward the Elvenwood Tavern. That's where I'm assuming him and Grabthar are right now.
Sounds okay.
Vern.
All right. So, Grabthar, what are you up to?
Well, I'm still
You
following
see-
Dane.
You
Right?
see Dane walk in. Do you go with him? Do you wait?
Yeah, I'll follow. I'll
Okay.
beat up some gnomes.
Punt some chihuahuas. All right. You walk up to the building and with uh, Dane, and you get some kind of like sideways looks, kind of like, "What are you doing here, guys?" But they don't. No one really addresses you like up front about it. You still gonna you? So what you doing, Dane?
I'm going to find a spot in the bar to where I can sit and have a good view of everybody inside.
Inside. Okay. You walk past the tables, you walk past like the railing bar that's outside, and you walk inside as you're met with a bar on the inside, middle against the wall in the back. Some more tables are amongst the floor on the inside, as there are some candlesticks with some candles lit across the room for a nice ambiance. As a chandelier with candles hangs from the middle of the ceiling.
I just keep an eye for suspicious behavior.
All right, grab a corner table or something along those lines.
Yep.
Gotcha. As you sit down, a waiter comes up, and she goes, "Oh, hey, what can I get you there?"
I will just put I won't talk. I'm not talking right now.
Mhm.
I will put my hand up like, oh, I don't need anything, and then I will gesture over to Grubthar. And I'll put a gold on the table. That's your cue.
He looks at Grabthar
uh,
very nervously.
I'd look back at Dane like,
I will gesture from Grabthar to the waiter, as trying to convey that answer her. What do you want to drink?
oh,
Roll an insight check, Grabthar.
Insight. Oh,
That's gotta be one of your best stats,
almost
right?
confused it with intimidation, which is a
That
very
would be
different
not
stat.
right. Very different stats.
9.
You do not understand what he's trying to tell you. You get that he's
Cool.
trying to have you do something. You just don't understand what it is. It might be to start a fight with her. It might be to take some gold. You don't exactly know what he's trying to. He's telling you to
Okay.
do something here, though, for sure.
So, so then I'll pick up the gold from the and put it in my pocket.
Okay, gotcha.
Thanks.
Gotcha.
I will make a gesture towards my mouth as to say like, oh, I can't talk. I'm sorry. I can't talk, or I don't understand, or something. And then just be like,
Okay.
I'll just wave her away. Like, get out of here.
Get out of here, wench.
And she's sitting there very like concerned because you guys are strangers not talking. Like she hasn't seen a half orc and it's like 4 times the size, like twice as big and twice as big as anything that she's seen before. Just terrified, just looking around like, okay, let me know if you need anything, and kind of like walks away.
I'll give her a thumbs up, like, okay, thanks. And I'll give me that fucking gold back right now.
Alright, I'll give it back to him.
That wasn't awkward at all. I will subtly point out the 3 suspicious men that I saw to Grabthar.
You don't see them. They seem to have went into a different room that has steps going downstairs. But there seems to be a door there. Like there's a few steps going down and then like a door hanging over. They went to the left, and that's the only like way to the left that you can see.
I will point that out to Grabthar.
Okay.
Say, 3 gnomes. They went there. They don't seem to be on the up and up. and I thought it would be worth it to pursue. I guess we'll wait for the others and see what they think. I'm about ready to jump in there and start busting some skulls, but you know, the last thing I want to do is blow our cover.
All right, we can. Yeah, wedding sounds good. Sounds boring, but
Don't worry, we'll probably crack some skulls soon. I know it's been a while since you've been bled, but
Since you
Since I've been-
bled.
since I've been knocked unconscious.
Talk
What do you
about
think,
like
Boreal?
Grobthar has a period.
you're a woman now.
All right, you guys. And so the rest of the party ends up at the Elvenwood Tavern, and it's in a decent swing today. See many gnomes sitting about and drinking, getting themselves properly wasted.
I have a mighty two ales, and they're already gone.
So Gordon leads the rest of the group up here as you guys all approach, and you don't find D4N3 or Gromthar outside.
Well, I'm assuming they went inside, so I'll go check it out. I'm
Alright.
gonna walk inside.
You go inside, look around, and you see them sitting at a corner table, kind of awkwardly, like looking at each other frantically, and then looking away, looking at each other frantically, looking away, and like Gromthar like opens his mouth for a second, and closes it, and like awkwardly sits there in the corner.
I'm gonna walk back out and motion for everyone else. Like, all right, come in. I found him.
Did someone just leave us?
Yeah, he doesn't. say
Yeah, Ryan
goodbye, I
did.
don't think.
Oh, okay.
As soon as they sit down, I'll tell them the situation.
What's the
Do you tell them the situation, or do you?
Well, I mean, it was implied that I tell them everything I know right there just to save time,
Okay.
but now we're just wasting it more with me explaining how I'm not trying not to waste time. So I'll shut up now.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. You guys get the gist of what's going on as you're met with this door on the left side.
So
Alright.
we're investigating these guys because they looked at you funny.
I have a way of knowing good from bad, and these guys aren't it.
You know, I like to bet.
These
I had a
guys
gut
are
I
feeling.
didn't. I didn't think I
either good or bad.
programmed that into you, but I guess whatever.
I had a gut feeling, okay?
But you don't have a
Wait.
gut.
Ben, did you say human Dane at some point?
Yeah.
All right. And,
Oh yeah,
and
I'm
everyone
disguised.
sees human Dane?
Yes.
I'm disguised. Don't worry, it's fine.
Ah.
Magic.
Ah!
I used the
missed
magic
that
to make
part.
me look like my old self.
Cool. Continue.
My opinion is that we should just go in there and see what's up, but was wondering if I didn't want to do anything rash without you guys getting your input in. So
Well, you have my sword.
And my axe.
And my
gun.
Doesn't even have that. It's in his toolbox.
Man, Lord of the Rings would be a much different movie if Legolas had guns.
Over. Legolas wouldn't be trifled with. That man be trick shotting sniper
Be-
rifles. Let's be
Be
real.
double YYing 360 people.
And what lead did he lose again to Gimli? I can't remember. It was like a
It's a kills thing, wasn't it?
yeah. There was a kill thing. Yeah. Do you remember how far ahead he was? At does anyone? I can't
No, I
remember.
just know the meme.
It's like-
Legolas,
That
two
still only counts
already.
as one.
I'm at 17. What?
I think he had like a 20 kill lead or something.
It's 15.
Gimli
But,
ended
yeah.
on like 73 at the end of it or something, if I remember correct. But yeah, anywho.
I just saw the. I've seen scenes, of course, only because I haven't seen the whole movie. But I've seen like the one where he takes on a massive beast, and he's looking at him and goes, "That doesn't count this one."
Right. Yeah, because it's a giant elephant with
Yeah.
a big thing on his back.
I
Filled
didn't
with
know
like
if it was
20
an
guys.
elephant or mammoth, but
It's an elephant technically.
mm,
He's
So-
twitching because he's got my axe embedded in his nervous system.
This is Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I don't remember that scene. I remember the scene though where Gimli got a lock of the elf's hair. That was pretty funny. The lady with the one ring of power for one
Girl.
of the elves. Anywho, what we're doing? Busting
Do
down
it.
this
you
woman's
guys are
door?
at a table with human Dane at the moment.
Yeah, we were gonna go in the room with all the people who were eyeballing him.
Hey, I'm
I
ready to
vote
go and
Mina
confront.
first.
I'm ready to go and confront some folks if you guys are.
I'm all for confrontation.
We haven't had a good fight in a while,
Let's
so
turn this conversation to a confrontation real quick.
We're breach and clear. I'll breach and you clear out of my way.
The gang, the gang murders some innocent.
So what are you guys doing then?
Yeah, I'll fucking open the door, and then I'll let everybody else go in first.
Okay.
Obviously a gnome-sized door, right? So
It is. It isn't. It is actually bigger than a gnome-sized door. This place is actually bigger than just gnome size. It's actually like 7 foot tall. You guys can sit in it. It's fine. Yeah. As you guys come up to the door, it's made out of like very strong wood. As you try to open it, it seems locked, and there seems to be like a small little panel that slides open and goes shunk. And he goes, "State your business."
Wait, what noise does the panel make?
Yep.
I'll show him my fucking cloth.
Okay. He looks at it and he goes, "Ah, well, we have much to discuss." As it thunk, as the door opens,
holy shit.
as you
It's Jason Bourne.
Let's
As-
go.
as you are met with the dark hallway downstairs with a light glow at the bottom. And that's
Alright,
where we're in the session for today.
Yeah.
Let's go,
Ooh.
Tam. Let's
Oh.
go. Good thinking.
The cloth is finally useful for something.
Yeah.